it is the most nauseating and simultaneously exhilarating ride. And that's baseball, man. And I'm really glad for Mariners fans that I'm not going to say they're there, but they're trending toward what could be a very memorable October.
All right, let's talk Naylor. I should have texted you this last night to ask the question ahead of time, and I'm sorry I didn't. But we've been sort of going on and off on whether or not what a Naylor extension or contract looks like. Jerry said this week on the MLB Trade Rumors podcast that it's something they're very open to and would like to do it. I don't think that's a surprise to anyone. He's such a good fit for the team, for the ballpark. He says he loves to hit in T-Mobile Park and that it's a hitter's park. I mean, like, everything about it seems to work. What do you think it costs?
So before I answer this question, I just looked this up because I did not know it, and it is so much worse than I expected. There are 568 people on StatCast in the big leagues this season who have had their sprint speed recorded. At the top is Trey Turner at 30.3 feet per second, followed by Bobby Witt at 30.2, Victor Scott, Byron Buxton, Derek Hill, like dudes who can move. 568 players. Where do you think Josh Naylor ranks in terms of sprint speed in Major League Baseball?
562.
Rowdy Tellez.
I mean, Rowdy Tellez is 566. Giancarlo Stanton is 564. Alejandro Kirk is 561. Josh Naylor is 559. Josh Naylor is slower than Josh Naylor's slower than Salvador Perez. What in God's name? He's slower than Gary Sanchez.
He's got 30 bags.
He's slower than Austin Hedges.
Put some respect on this man's name. He's got 30 bags this year.
Bro, he's slower than Rafael Devers.
Yes.
This is a tough one.
It is.
And here's why it's tough. First basemen don't get paid in free agency, right? Like that's just a reality at this point. First basemen do not get paid. Now, I think one good thing that Josh Naylor has going for him is his age, right? I think he's going to be 28. I'm looking at a spreadsheet right now. Kylie McDaniel, our intrepid baseball insider at ESPN, does the service of making predictions on all free agents. And I mean, like, all of them. We're 100 deep right now, and he's going to keep going. He has Josh Naylor right now ranked as the 18th best free agent in this class. And he has 3 years at $52.5 million.
That is nothing.
Yeah.
That is just for context. When we brought this up, the first text on our thing here says 5 years, 100.
I don't think it's going to be that high.
But I guess what I'm saying is, like, the willingness of a Mariner fan to be like, I give him $20 million a year for 5 years versus what you hear there is amazing.
Yeah, I disagree with Kylie a little bit. We'll have our disagreements on these sorts of things. I think he actually nailed quite a few of these. Mm-hmm. But I think Naylor, in my head, as somebody who just loves the player and loves the all-around game now, didn't think I would ever be saying that about Josh Naylor, but loves the lack of strikeouts, the bat to ball, the ability to drive in runs, but he's a corner bat without elite power. So in my head, I want to say 4 for 80, right? 20 a year for 4 years. You get him for 2 seasons in his 20s. There's real allure to that. I don't think he's getting 5 years. I just think you look at first basemen, even first basemen who are comparable to him on the free agent market, and they don't get that. I think, and you look at Rhys Hoskins, for example. I think Josh Naylor is a better player than Rhys Hoskins, but I don't think he's that much better a player. When Rhys Hoskins was entering free agency off that platform here, I don't think Naylor's that much better than him. And Hoskins got 2 years for $34 million from the Brewers, rather. So Could I see 3 for 52.5? Is that within the realm of possibility? Absolutely. Could I see 4 for 80? Absolutely. But I don't think it's going to take 5. I don't think he gets 5.
Jeffrey, as you look into your crystal ball, 12 games to go. I chatted with our buddy Benetti last night, LT Gray himself. The odds, the opportunity the Mariners have to chase down Detroit, who the Mariners hold the tiebreaker over because of their sweep before the All-Star break. The chance in these final 12 to make up 3 games versus Detroit.
And the way the Mariners are playing right now, who am I to suggest they can't do anything, right? Like, they're just on the kind of heater right now. It reminds me a little bit of Detroit last year. And I know the Tigers or the Mariners this year were not as bad as the Tigers were last year at one point, but they were down bad like the Tigers were. After that great run following the All-Star break, how many weeks was it that they were just playing mediocre baseball? At least 2, right?
3. Yeah, it was probably 3 weeks.
Yeah, it was all on the road, too. It was problematic. 5 and 13 on the road.
I just and maybe this is folly from me, but I look at the schedules, man, and while there's certainly an advantage that the Mariners have playing Colorado for 3 games, and a pretty decent advantage that they have playing Kansas City, even though Kansas City is getting healthy with his pitching right now. And even though Walker looks like he's coming back and Reagans looks like he's coming back, you don't know what you're going to get from either of them. And then Houston, having Hunter Brown and Framber Valdez, like, that's rough. And you have no idea what the Dodgers are going to be doing. If they've clinched at that point, are they going to be sitting guys down? The Tigers, on the other hand, they have 6 games against Cleveland. They have 3 games against a pretty, mediocre at best Atlanta team. And then they finish the season with 3 in Boston. So
let's talk about Jorge Polanco. Can we talk about Jorge Polanco? We haven't talked enough about him this year, Jeff. We've not done enough to talk about Jorge Polanco, and I haven't run the numbers, but my gut tells me that for all the ups and downs of the Mariners this year, if you needed to come up with something that it was connected to, that there'd be a pretty good correlation between Jorge Polanco being hot and the Mariners being hot and vice versa.
I think that's pretty fair. I'm just looking at splits right now. It's interesting. Jorge Polanco actually has almost as many home runs and losses as he does wins. So, but I will agree with you on this. The Mariners go on heaters when Jorge Polanco goes on heaters, and he's on one in September. Like, he's batting almost 400, and the Mariners, when they had that great run in April, Jorge Polanco was batting 384. His batting average for the other 4 months, 139, 222, 256, 259. And the last couple of months, the slug has been there too. He's had a phenomenal season, and I don't think I was anticipating that, but the fact that he has been out there as much as he has, and I know, like, getting a full season out of Jorge Polanco is a fool's errand, but the fact that they're going to get upward of 500 at bats from him, 500 at bats from him this year, that's more than I would have thought. And it shows, like, when he is going right. I think you're absolutely right. The Mariners, they're just this is so weird to say, and I'm still getting used to it. It's just such a dangerous lineup, man. It really is. Like, when Polo is playing like he's playing, and J.P. Crawford is toward the bottom of your lineup, and Randy Arozarena is having a great year, and Julio is going 30-30, and Cal's having, the best season ever for a switch hitter among them, the best season ever for a catcher among them. That's a nasty lineup right there. And you add Naylor and Suarez to that. Like, there's a reason that I was as bullish after the deadline on the Mariners as I was. And it's because they are capable of playing the way that they are right now. And all I can hope is that they're not exhausting all of that right now, and they're saving some of it for October.
So you did an exhaustive story on Cal at the All-Star game. We certainly enjoyed that. I'm glad that story came out. The Julio one we're still waiting on 24 months later from spring training. But you did an exhaustive story on Cal. You're going to walk into the clubhouse tomorrow. You're going to go see them in your hometown. Is there going to be anything more to write about Cal? Is there any storyline that you in particular want to dig into and follow? What will we be watching coming out of that experience?
I just got a call from my producer on Baseball Tonight, and he wants me to do an essay on Baseball Tonight this Sunday. So I will be doing a Cal Raleigh essay Sunday. In terms of writing, I think I'm good. I think I'm more in gathering mode for the postseason right now, where I'm going to be up in Bristol for the wild card round, and then I just head out on the road for pretty much the rest of October. And I'm hoping that one of my trips is to Seattle, so I can see Greg Bishop and punch him for doing me dirty on radio.
Mm-hmm. What is an essay on Cal Raleigh? What does that mean? What does that look like?
That means I get to bloviate for 2 minutes about the wondrousness of the dumper and all of the things that he has done, and why perhaps he should be MVP. And
you know what's not? Can I interrupt real quickly? I'm sorry. You know what's not been told? And I went on a rant last week about this because I chatted with a baseball guy that said of all of this with Cal, and everybody sees the home run and the power and the clutch and all of that. Is there some way to tell the story? And he was like, you have a platform every morning to talk about the beating that he takes, the things that you don't see, the things that we don't get to see. Now, our Shannon Drayer sits with Cal every week and the Cal Raleigh show, and she does an awesome job with him trying to highlight some of that. But from a national perspective, can you just put into frame what this guy does day to day, the beating that he takes? Jeffrey, in my estimation, he's a two-way football player. He's got to do things that Aaron Judge and some of his peers don't have to do, and in particular Aaron Judge, who he's in this race with. Is there any way in your platform that you have for that essay to try to showcase to the world how much more is on his plate than some of his peers?
Yeah, I think I can do that. I mean, the numbers tell the story, right? Catcher
kind of the bumps and the bruises don't. The 1,600. How many pitches he take? I mean, the numbers do tell the story. Those numbers, but not the ones behind the scenes.
And I think that's the point. I mean, Brock, as much as I would love to sit there and wax poetic on bruises on his leg, I'm not sure that's going to be very good. Unless I get an anecdote out of it, I could get a good story there. I think what I mean by the numbers though is, catcher is the most demanding position in baseball. It's not even close. Catchers play 120 games for a reason, because their bodies are getting beaten up all the time, because they're getting hit by foul tips, because they're getting hit on backswings, because they're blocking balls with their chest and with their legs, because they're getting run into. Like, there are all sorts of perils of being a catcher. And Cal Raleigh has played the most games in the big leagues with 147 among all catchers, and has the most plate appearances by a catcher by 25 over William Contreras. Next closest is Salvador Perez, who's 60-something behind. After that is Agustin Ramirez, who's more than 100 behind.
It's crazy.
Every day, Cal Raleigh posts. And we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Like, shouldn't he get a breather? He doesn't want one. It's kind of insulting to him, honestly. And Mike, I actually thought you were right. I do think a breather would do him good, but not now.
It's
not
too late now.
At this
Yeah.
point. He's got a division to win.
There's no doubt. Yeah, the time for that is in the past, not when you got 12 games left. We should be done, but I got to ask you one more question, and quite frankly, it's what we were about to talk about next, so I don't mind going over by like a minute. But if you could do this somewhat quickly. One thing we have barely talked about with regards to Cal is the switch hitter element of it, and that comes up this week as he ties Mickey Mantle. The next home run will break his record as a switch hitter. How hard is switch hitting? Why? It's amazing to me that Mickey Mantle's the only guy who's at that level of home run prowess as a switch hitter?
I think it's because most switch hitters have a strong side, right, when it comes to power. It's very rare that you find a switch hitter who's got the ability to consistently park the ball from both the right and the left side. And look, there have been some pretty great switch hitters, but when it comes to like raw power, it's Mantle and kind of everyone else. Chipper Jones had power, but he wasn't your bopper. Eddie Murray, 500 home runs. Clearly he had power, but it was more because of the longevity. Lance Berkman, a guy who's probably more of a pure hitter than he was a power hitter. Francisco Lindor. I mean, there have been some great switch hitters, but Cal Raleigh's probably the most all or nothing switch hitter that there's been. And the evolution that he's made from the right side over the last couple seasons has been the difference between him being an all-star and a potential MVP.
We used to talk, Brock, about whether or not he could ever get to the Veritek Posada level, and it's amazing right now how far past either of those guys he's gone in terms of his value, in terms of the home runs and everything else. Jeff, sorry to keep you a little extra time. Honestly, I feel like we could go another half hour. It's just too much cool stuff going on with this team here with 12 games to go. But when we talk to you next week, we'll be just a few days away from the end of this season. We'll know a little bit more. We'll talk to you on Tuesday, man. Thank you. There's Jeff Passan, who will join us again on Tuesday morning at 8:30. Maybe the Mariners will have won 13 by then. Who knows? They just keep doing their thing. Another huge win yesterday. And, I mean, look, I talked about it yesterday, and maybe you guys disagree with me. And I what was it? It's not about your feelings, Mike, yesterday. It's about facts. I was not convinced, and I'm still not convinced, that the Mariners actually have a problem on the road. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that they've got a real problem on the road. Yeah, they've had some road struggles at times this year, but I part of me thinks that it's just timing, that they've gone through some slumps during long road trips, and they've had some brutal schedule stuff where they've had to go across the country twice almost in a row, and the weather, and I feel like it's not just about not being at home at T-Mobile Park. It's been some other circumstance that has ended up leading to some of their record problems on the road. And so when you see them, look, the Mariners have won their last 3 games on the road, 2 in Atlanta, and then obviously last night, and all 3 of those games ended up being laughers, blowouts. What did they score? 10, 18, and 12 in their last 3 road games. That's like 30 runs. They've scored more than that. That's 40 runs. 40 runs. Don't do radio math ever. That's 40 runs in their last 3 road games. Do they have a problem on the road? I don't know. They look pretty good in the last 3. We'll see what they look like the next 2 in Kansas City and obviously the final ones in Houston. But this idea that the Mariners can't win on the road, I don't know. I just don't totally buy it. I think they can be just fine on the road. Early in the season, they were. And I think that their lineup and their whole team is better than they were then. So, yeah, I think they can win on the road. I think they can win both these series on the road. And if they do that, and if Detroit continues to struggle, they're going to end up with a first-round bye. And then all bets are off. All right, Brock's here in a sec. We're going to spend a lot of time talking about Cal. There's a million reasons why he should be the MVP, but last night might have been the clearest case yet. It's next on Brock and Salk.
Watch live high school football. This Friday, it's the Seattle Sports Game of the Week, presented by STSPN.
He's in! Touchdown!
Friday night, Seattle powers collide when O'Day visits Seattle Prep at 7 p.m.
The senior comes up with a big INT.
Watch the game exclusively on the Seattle Sports app, Seattle Sports on YouTube, and SeattleSports.com.
Intercepted!
See the full 2025 season schedule at SeattleSports.com/high school.
Northwest homeowners, when it comes to your roof, you need a name you can trust. Techline Roofing has proudly served the Seattle area for years, delivering exceptional results and lasting security. Choose Techline Roofing. Your trust is our foundation. Trust Techline.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Keeping your engines healthy means protecting them in season and out. Experts trust Stable to do that. And third-party testing confirms it. Stable is the industry leader in preventing fuel-related issues, no matter if you use it in your car, boat, or outdoor power equipment. In season or out, at every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable.
This sandwich, it's a complete game changer. Hello, this is Mike, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club is that juicy chicken with that toasty pretzel bun. That bun, it's crispy, cozy, just amazing. With the pretzel bun, the Dijon mustard, and the chicken, it makes that sweet, savory kind of combination. It's everything that you love about food rolled into one. It looks phenomenal. It tastes great. It's delicious.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with Cherry Berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody. Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
If you've been considering upgrading your siding, now is the perfect time. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. In the Pacific Northwest, moisture is the enemy. Old failing siding leads to hidden water damage, rot, and mold. State Roofing and Exteriors is a James Hardy preferred contractor with over 55 years of siding expertise. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com to schedule your siding inspection today. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
Yay to Bruce, the streaming king.
With quantum fiber internet, he's gonna binge.
He wants more, he's got to have more.
More bedtime true crime.
More podcasts in the shower.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi has the power. More fast internet speed.
He's got the geeks to go big, bring him the games.
Right now.
And his royal we.
More sports non-stop, his quantum fiber's on top. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability, service, and speed in select locations only.
As a scientist, I can tell you that Sundays are only 24 hours long. But with NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, you get every game every Sunday all in one place. That's upwards of 30 hours of NFL in one day. How can there be 30 hours in 24 hours, you ask? I have a theory. Magic. New users get NFL Sunday Ticket for 8 payments of $34.50 per month. Sign up at NFLSundayTicket.com. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games excludes digital-only games and commercial use. Terms and embargoes apply. Availability varies.
What if a quarterback completed 4 out of his 5 passes? Or a point guard hit 4 out of 5 shots from behind the arc? Well, now, when you're hiring, you can play at that level. Because 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter's technology hustles to find skilled people for your job. And you can invite your top picks to apply. Try ZipRecruiter for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
This hour of the Brock and Salk Show is powered by Star Rentals, preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Ewert is my hero.
Jay Buhner just punched me in the kidney.
We're going to see you on the interview.
Doesn't really work that way, Sherm. This is a show that has my name on it.
It kind of does, though.
Now, here are your hosts, Brock Ewert and Mike Salk.
There's a bunch of reasons, Brock, why Cal Raleigh should be the MVP this year. There's a bunch of reasons, and we've gone through them many times. But what he did last night sure seems to sum a lot of it up. Like, if you need one game to just sort of show why Cal is the MVP, you could go back to some of the clutch home runs he's hit, because he's had some of those in big moments. But yesterday, I think, really sums up the whole argument. He's hit in the throat in the bottom of the second inning. He goes yard in the third and fourth. Like, that, to me, of all we've been talking about with Cal Raleigh, that is the essence of why he is the MVP. Because in the top of the inning, he gets literally hit in the throat with a baseball. Because that's what happens when you're a catcher. He takes a moment. Trainer comes out. He's like, I just need a second. I've been hit in the throat with a baseball.
In the esophagus. In the esophagus. Like, right in the esophagus.
I now have an esophageal bruise. Just give me a minute. All right, I'm good. Let me finish catching the rest of this half inning, and then I'll go out and hit a home run, and then another home run, and first pass Mickey Mantle, and then tie Ken Griffey Jr. Like, what?
Yeah.
That's why he's the MVP.
And you know what, Michael? You can see it, and I can see it. Lyle can see it, and Maura can see it. The millions of Mariners fans all over the world, if they're watching, they can see it. But most baseball fans, and maybe even a lot of those MVP voters, they don't see that. For a sport that loves all of their cute little numbers, all their OPS plus, or WRC plus. They think
I don't think you need to make fun of those numbers. They're pretty important.
Yeah, since when did you start going to war on advanced
Right,
stats?
you don't need to go about those numbers. They're pretty important.
Lyle, I'm at war with the bots right now. Bots are coming after me. Okay, I tweeted last night, so bots from all over the world are coming after me. Yeah, AI's coming after me. They're all coming after me.
AI is.
So here's the challenge. Honestly, a sport that does and is able to, because of 162 games, because of all of the moments, they are able to quantify all of these stats and next level stats and all of them. But you can't quantify that.
Sure.
You just can't.
No.
And therefore, like you make these arguments. And yes, Aaron Judge is having yet again a superhuman season with his WRC plus, with his OPS plus, with these things that tries to level the playing field of where he gets to hit and Cal gets to hit and all of it. He's having yet again a just monumental season. But you know what he doesn't do? That every single night, let alone manage people. You know what also can't be quantified? How he has to manage an entire staff and manage people. I mean, it's unquantifiable. So you get into these debates and my blood pressure rises and I get really frustrated because it's just, many people just simplify it and boil it down to, it's just this. So why do I go bump, 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 bump? Because those people on that side just go bump, 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 bump. And then I want to add a little harmony. I want to add a little context. I want to add, what was the word that Jeff used the other day? A little nuance to it. And you can't, because those things are unquantifiable. That's all. That's it.
I think you're right.
It's been an emotional run for me.
Clearly. Are you okay? What's going on with you, man? Like, today should be a happy day. Cal, 10 in a row, all these
Because he's the MVP of the league. Open your eyes. He's the MVP of the league. If you watch baseball and what he is asked to do, I've said this and I've used this analogy 100 times. Okay, Aaron Judge is Myles Garrett. Aaron Judge is TJ Watt. Aaron Judge is, Reggie White or JJ Watt in their prime with 20 sacks. It's monumental. It's phenomenal. That's great. And, let's say he's Reggie White or, Michael Strahan with 20 sacks. Then Cal is like the 17 sack guy. But, oh, by the way, he also catches 100 balls for 1,500 yards and 15 touchdowns on the other side. Like, he's doing both of those things. And, again, that's just not quantifiable in this debate necessarily, or certainly used by, I think, the national voices or – I hope the writers, that's why I've asked Jeffrey this a bunch every Tuesday. It's a lot less writers, right? I mean, what is it, about 100 or so that vote on these MVPs? I hope, unlike the AP voters who don't know that Florida lost and moved them up in the rankings, right? I hope these MVP
this
writers
group takes it pretty seriously, I would say.
Yeah.
If anything, they take it too seriously at times. I mean, like, they believe they're they hold the keys to the whole, I mean, like, it's a lot. They take it pretty seriously. No, look, man, I'm with you, and I do believe. First of all, I think he's going to win the MVP. Well, I don't know. Aaron Judge is in New York. The New York thing just can't. There's no way to talk about things that can't be quantified. There's no way to quantify the love that baseball writers have for somebody who plays in New York. But outside of that, I agree with you. I think Cal is the MVP. And if he's not, I think every single person in that clubhouse is going to know that it's garbage because they know what he means. Right? I mean, regardless of whether he wins the MVP or not, every single person in the Mariner organization, everyone who is around Cal Raleigh on a day-to-day basis will know just how important he is. And yesterday's a great example. Yeah, he gets hit in the neck and comes back and hits 2 home runs.
Yeah, I mean, he's not one to want to take a little time, and he said, I need a second. But that's all he took was a second, to be honest. He's tough. He's as tough as nails, and he's so durable back there. He knows that's part of the job. But to do that and then the next half inning come out there and hit a home run that just, it says a lot about, the kind of fight that's in that guy and his desire to win.
So does he blame Logan Gilbert for the problem yesterday, Brock, for getting hit in the neck?
No, I got to be better. I just got to keep my head down. I tried to, I got down late, kind of moved on me, and I was trying to track it instead of just keeping my head down. So one of those things, catchers, happens every once in a while, not that often. So.
You said everybody in that clubhouse, Salk, would know how meaningful he is. He's the most meaningful person, or how much he means to them. Again, the award is not the most meaningful person. The award is the most valuable person. And the amount of value that he brings into many of these things that are just, I'll say it again, that are just unquantifiable to the day-to-day fan or the day-to-day numbers and even the next level numbers. They just don't quantify how unbelievably valuable he is. And then, oh, by the way, after a day off, after 2 rough road trips, after winning all of these games at home and all this goodwill, you know what he did not allow to happen? To go on the road and fall back into that in game 1 of this first road trip. The most meaningful road trip of them all. He went out and absolutely mashed.
Yeah, he ended it early. I mean, like that game was over before it started.
Oh, by the way, from both sides.
Yes.
Doing something never done in the history of the game as a switch hitter. Doing something never done in the history of the game as a catcher. Like, I feel like, honestly, you know what this feels a little bit like? This feels like, you remember when I went to Dallas and I had to sit in the playoff committee, the faux playoff committee.
Yeah.
But it was like done exactly like they still do it today. It was awesome. What a great experience. We got to live that out. And, man, Chris Spielman and I went at it.
It was like your mock UN, model UN.
Yes, it's exactly what it was, because I was fighting for Boise State at that time, for Boise State, who was like undefeated and 13-0, and he was like, they're whack. They're in the whack. It doesn't matter, they're whack. And he's just making my blood boil, and I was just getting, up in arms because they're deserving of it. And Cal Raleigh is deserving of the MVP this year. When you're doing something that has never been done in the history of the game, and not even by a little bit, Salk, when you're starting to now obliterate these numbers, no other catcher for a reason, because it's brutally hard to do what they've done. Nobody, even the great Johnny Bench, never neared 50 home runs. Cal's nearing 60, and I'm not betting against him now. And I said if he broke Ken Griffey Jr.'s record, right, if he got to 57, which I think was about my number, 56, 57, but if he broke it, he's the MVP. Now I think, that may be possible. I think there's a lean there, but you get to 60 and do something 8 men, regardless of position, and most of them steroided out of their minds. That's it. And you get to 60, then it's over. It is OVA, over. There's no way he can't not win the MVP.
I'll never bet against the New Yorkers' love of New York, man. They never want to bet against that.
Yeah, I hope you're right, Brock, but I think you got to go make some calls to the odds makers, because the odds are still very much in Judge's favor.
Well, we'll see where it goes.
I'll say that, you know what? I'll say this about Judge. He's a classy, stinking dude. And it is different playing in New York, Salk, under that microscope every single day.
Absolutely.
He absolutely does.
But there's turning around culture in Seattle. There's, you could make an argument part of this award should go to Cal for the contract he signed before the year that seemed to turn things around. Jason Stark wrote about that in an article today on Cal. Like, the value Cal adds is in a lot of different ways. And so you're right. Some of it's quantifiable and some of it is not. Yesterday, though, was pretty quantifiable, certainly when he hit the 2 home runs, and then not quantifiable when you learn that he got hit in the neck right before hitting one of them. So, yeah,
awesome.
it's
He's
pretty amazing.
ours, man, and he is ours. Born and bred here, developed here, taking those steps here. As Passan said, I was looking at his numbers, Salk, right? Like his first couple years, even when he hit 30 bombs, it was like 3 from the right side, 4 from the right side. You started to see it last year start to climb, and then this year,
it's 20. 20 from the right side, or 21 from the right side. I mean, like, awesome. It's just ridiculous. It's really absurd what Cal has done. All right, we'll be talking about him throughout the morning. Shannon's going to join us at 7:30. I have a. I don't want to be labeled a heretic, but it's a heretical. What's that word? Is it heretical? Heretical?
Maniacal?
Sure. Regardless, it's a question I probably shouldn't ask at 8 o'clock. So we got a lot going on. We'll come back and we'll play you those Cal home run calls next.
The one and only Mark Schlereth. Every Monday at 4 during the NFL season with Wyman and Bob.
They did it in a fairly dominant fashion out there in Pittsburgh. How surprising is that to you?
You saw some growth, right? You saw a little bit better offense, a little bit better, both combination of running the ball and tying your play action in together on that stuff. So those things to me were good.
Get every can't miss conversation on Seattle sports on YouTube and the Seattle Sports app.
Matt Coker here with West Coast Men's Health. In the past 5 years, we've seen thousands of men at our clinics. Most guys tell us the same story, that in their early 50s, it's not that they couldn't function, they just needed help. They started taking Viagra, and it worked great at first. But after a few years, it stopped working. The problem is that their arteries had become more restricted since they started taking it, because Viagra does not unclog arteries. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we use acoustic wave therapy to target the real problem. We break down plaque and clear up the arteries so blood can flow like it did in your 20s. This restores function. And guys, listen to this. You won't have to take a pill anymore. So if this sounds like you, give West Coast Men's Health a call today and see how we can help.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
More fiber and laxatives, eh? Who are you? I'm Future You. Future me? Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Our doctor figured it out. It's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/JOY.
Hey, it's Brock Ewart here, and you got to take the First Mark Insurance Challenge. It could save you a lot of money and get your family better coverage. First Mark has saved my family thousands of dollars every year. Take the First Mark Challenge. It's totally free. Just simply go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. The best place to watch all your favorite sports. Featuring wall-to-wall viewing screens, 6 windows, and 30 kiosks. Be there at emeraldqueen.com. Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
One of the greatest bands in rock history, The Who, present The Song Is Over, the North American Farewell Tour. See Pete Townsend and Roger Daltrey, The Who, live in Seattle, performing at Climate Pledge Arena September 25th. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. The Who, for the very last time. The song is over. For more, visit thewho.com.
September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. I'm joined by Tim Hunter, who underwent treatment in February. Tim, what's it like to go through the CyberKnife treatment?
Well, you go in, you do a 5-day-in-a-row stint. You go to the Swedish hospital, and it's they say set aside 45 minutes for each treatment. It's really only about 35 minutes of that little robotic arm dancing around you. There's no pain involved. It was just too easy.
Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife. Go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate.
History, it had the gold rush. Then came the oil boom, the tech boom, but right now it's the Wi-Fi boom, and Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming. Xfinity has everything you need to tap into the Wi-Fi boom with seriously powerful and seriously reliable connection. It's got 99.99% network reliability and incredibly low lag, so your streams are smoother than making a decision on what to stream. And did I mention that you can even connect to hundreds of devices, so you, your kids, your parents, your poker group, and whoever else is at home can all experience the Wi-Fi boom with Xfinity. And the Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed, all in. Plus, get unlimited data included and no annual contract, all with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply, not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with X-Fi Complete required for unlimited data, except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards, USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
We'll get to Cal here in just a sec, I promise. But let's start with what should really be the bigger story. Make it 10 straight. 10 straight wins. Mariners taking all the suspense out of this one early. They go to work on Michael Wacha. Cal hitting, well, a couple of home runs. Dom Canzone going yard. Naylor, Polanco, Robles, big hits, all of them. Before you know it, Brock, you drop a 7 spot. Before the end of the third inning, they scored 12 overall. They've now scored 40 runs in their last 3 road games. You name it, there was plenty of positive. You want the Naylor? This was fun.
The pitch. Swung on, smoked down the right field line. That's a fair ball going to the corner. Julio racing around second base. He's into third. Ball gets away from Caglione. Here comes Julio. He's being waved. He's going to try and score. The relay throw home. It's late. It gets by Jensen. Julio scores, and the Mariners have another. Josh Naylor drives in a run.
That made it 5-0, but I mean, I could have played any one of these. Dom Canzone, who you mentioned, tremendous
Italian stallion last night.
3 home runs out of the
greatest
DH
nights
spot.
in Mariners history, Salk.
Huge night for Dom. And, we saw some great at-bats the other day on Sunday at home. And he just, brought it out here again today. You don't hit a cheap homer in this ballpark. You got to earn it. And he crushed some balls today. Just his ability to be an all-around hitter as well has been, it's been very apparent here in the last couple of days, and he has really swung the bat.
You know where Dom Canzone, after that 5-for-5 night and one of the greatest nights in Mariners history as a hitter, 5-for-5 with 3 bombs, you know where he now sits the Mariners OPS?
Number 2?
He's number 2. 854.
Wow.
And not in 12 games, 20 games, 70 games he's played for the Mariners, over 200 at-bats. He has had as remarkable a season as Cal has had, and is by far number 1. Go down the list of maybe the next most remarkable seasons, Salk.
It's got to be on the list.
Of ascension of a player this year.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, a guy that looked like a 4A player and is right now second on the team, on a good hitting team in OPS. That's pretty incredible. Elsewhere, Astros win, even though they found out that they're going to be without Yordan for the rest of the regular season. They remain a half game behind Seattle, but they forced Texas now 4.5 back of Seattle, nearly really 5.5 back with 11 to play, and they've been passed by the Guardians because Cleveland beat Detroit last night in extra innings. Brock got a little dicey in the 9th inning, but they find a way to win, and so the Mariners are just 2 games behind the Tigers right now for that all-important second bye. Meanwhile, congrats to Colt Emerson, top prospect, goes yard, a 3-run shot in his AAA debut. Pretty cool moment for him.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Yeah, it wasn't the only thing that happened last night, though. There was a little of this.
So Cal back in the box, 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Swung on and blasted. Right field. History on its way. It is gone. Cal Raleigh, crown him. Number 55 for Cal. Already the all-time single-season home run catcher king, and now the most ever in a single season for a switch hitter. He surpasses Mickey Mantle. The legendary march through history for Cal Raleigh in a season we will never, ever forget.
Yeah, the problem is, as great as that call was, like a few minutes later, he did this.
Blasted, center field, and oh, it disappears! He has homered on back-to-back pitches seen tonight. It may never stop the year of Cal Raleigh. He has now tied Ken Griffey Jr. for the most home runs by a Mariner in a season.
How about that, Brock? It may never stop. I mean, at some point, the year's going to end, right?
I mean, mildly intriguing.
Mildly.
As someone tweeted last night.
It's just mild. Mild intrigue for Cal Raleigh and whatever he's going to do next. I mean, you listen to him. He doesn't sound all that intrigued. He's like, hey, man, like, what do you think about hitting number 55?
Just stay fair. So that's about it. And it did, so.
Not that intriguing. Hey, Cal, do you have any bats left, or are they taking them all for the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I might need them to send me some new bats. I might be running low on those. So they keep taking away. So
I don't know if they want to take your jersey after this game.
Yeah, it's all sweaty, so they might wash it. So
mildly intriguing, Brock.
Mildly. Just mildly.
Just mild.
You know what one of my biggest takeaways is from all this? I think Cal's had just about enough of these post-game interviews because every time it's like, can you keep talking about you and this new record you set and how amazing you are? And he doesn't want to talk about it.
What are they supposed to do? I mean, like, you got to
nothing.
ask him about it. The guy is now on par with Ken Griffey Jr. as the greatest home run hitting season in Mariner history.
No, there's nothing they can do. Of course they're going to interview him. It's just you watch Cal in these and you're like,
he's done.
Yeah,
he
just doesn't want to talk
I
about
really
himself.
just want to go home. Please leave me alone.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
We can ask Shannon about that because poor Shannon has to be one of the people in there asking those questions. She'll join us in 10 minutes. Brock, we'll find out a little more about the Seahawks today and how banged up they really are, who it is, etc. But NFL Transaction Wire, they did have 4 players in for tryouts. I wonder if this is a tell at all. The biggest name, Shaq Lawson, outside linebacker, but also a safety, corner, and a tackle.
Mm-hmm.
What does that tell you?
Yeah, I think you got to at times be careful. Shaq Lawson, the biggest name of those 4 guys, but obviously another corner, another safety working out. That's probably the area on the roster just of kind of bona fide NFL experience. You're the thinnest. So trying to see what some of these veterans have. Yeah, this is not, I don't have any inside information, but I got a real watch on Julian Love just because of groin injuries. And made it through that game and played the entirety of that game and just kind of be curious with that. Also, obviously, Spoon worked out really hard before that game, nearly played in the game. So, yeah, we
Derek
got
Hall
to
one
watch.
just kind of jumps out to me with Shaq Lawson, and just
That
maybe it's
too.
just because he's the biggest name on there. And I don't know about the tackle situation. I hope that there's nothing wrong there. We'll find out. Big win for the Storm last night, Brock. They end Vegas' 17-game win streak by winning by 3. Their series now tied 1-1. Decisive Game 3 tomorrow night in Vegas. That's everything you need to know. Quarter past to every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show.
56 home runs as a catcher.
It's just 56. Yeah, it's no biggie.
That's now 8 more than Salvi had.
Yeah.
Who broke that thing, right? All time.
Yeah.
All time. And, someone was saying to me, well, look at Javi Lopez season. And yes, there have been some remarkable seasons. Piazza season, Buster Posey season. There have been some other spectacular individual seasons by those catchers. But to not just right now, beat that record by one or two, but to shatter that record.
Yeah, he's destroying it.
Yeah.
On a day-to-day basis.
May never be touched again.
Yeah, and it's funny. There's so many different ways you can look at this. You can look at that part of it, or as I was doing earlier, you're on par with Mickey Mantle and Ken Griffey Jr. I said, how far down the list of the all-time greats do you need to go before you get to have both of those two on the list? Someone said there was an ESPN ranking a few years ago, and one was at 7, one was at 15 or something like that, 13. There's no way you get beyond 20. I don't think you get beyond 10 or 15 before you have to put both of those names in the all-time greats, right? Mickey Mantle and Ken Griffey Jr.?
Yeah.
You can't have to go too much farther than that. And you can make an argument they're both top 5. They're that kind of name.
Talent.
Yeah, they're that kind of career. Wow, you put Cal's name next to those in this one way. Well, what an incredible thing. What a heady experience that has to be for him. Shannon Drayer's been around for all of it. She interviews Cal every week for the Cal Raleigh Show, and she'll join us from Kansas City next on your home for the Seattle Mariner playoff push. It is Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com.
Watch live high school football. This Friday, it's the Seattle Sports Game of the Week, presented by STSPN.
He's in! Touchdown!
Friday night, Seattle powers collide when O'Day visits Seattle Prep at 7 p.m.
The senior comes up with a big INT.
Watch the game exclusively on the Seattle Sports app, Seattle Sports on YouTube, and seattlesports.com.
Intercepted!
See the full 2025 season schedule at seattlesports.com/high school.
Hey, it's yesterday was hot. I know yesterday was hot. It might have been really hot in your house. I'm not sure. But that's probably the last really hot day we're going to have. A little bit of cool weather, and then eventually it'll start getting colder as we get into fall and eventually winter. If your house does not have enough insulation, or if it's damaged, or if you have no insulation in the attic or crawl space, you're just going to be bleeding money every month to heat and cool your house. You don't have to. Get Crawl Pros to come in like they did at my house and just take a look. They'll do a free corner-to-corner inspection of your crawl space and attic. And then if you're a PSC customer and your home was built before 1990, you could qualify to receive a rebate on up to 95% of the cost to get your crawl space and attic properly insulated. But you got to act right now because a bunch of these rebates end at the end of this year, including federal incentives. So let Crawl Pros come into your house. Let them get it properly insulated before the cooler fall weather really comes. If you're worried about critters, mold, water damage, really anything else related to your crawl space or attic, call Crawl Pros and have them come out and give you a free corner-to-corner inspection. They've got you covered. Go to crawlpros.com.
Your time is money, so why are you wasting it stuck in I-5 gridlock, TSA slowdowns, and SeaTac crowds? Isn't it time to travel smarter? Seaport Airlines offers high-frequency commuter shuttle service from Seattle's Boeing Field to Portland. Park for free next to our terminals. Check in 20 minutes before your departure. Get there faster without the hassles. Seaport Airlines. It's about time. Book today at flyseaportair.com.
This sandwich, it's a complete game changer. Hello, this is Mike, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club is that juicy chicken with that toasty pretzel bun. That bun, it's crispy, cozy, just amazing. With the pretzel bun, the Dijon mustard, and the chicken, it makes that sweet, savory kind of combination. It's everything that you love about food rolled into one. It looks phenomenal. It tastes great. It's delicious.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with cherry berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
With football season comes colder weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here with Keith Dashafi from locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. So Keith, what's your next big play?
Well, Steve, right now get 40% off qualifying installs or no payments and no interest for 12 months on approved credit.
Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
It's G. Scott. School's back and it's rally time. Time to rally around the campaign to keep kids healthy. Kids need fruits and veggies to grow strong and stay focused, but for families on tight budgets, that's not easy. Safeway and the Washington State Department of Health have teamed up and need your help. Every dollar you donate at Safeway checkout helps families in need. And with SNAP Produce Match, they get twice as much for the dollar. Next time you're at Safeway, please donate to keep kids healthy.
Get rid of stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin with ProSculpt, the simple one-day permanent fat reduction and skin tightening treatment. Book your free consultation at prosculpt.com.
Comcast Business High Five Hotline. What's the state of your excitement?
I signed my business up for the 5-year price lock guarantee, and I can't stop high-fiving people. High five!
Okay, deep breath. You're in a good place. You signed your business up for 5 years of gig speed internet and advanced security, all on our ultra-reliable network.
Gig speeds and advanced security? I'm so stoked.
Yep, and you get it at a great rate that's locked in for 5 years.
Woo!
The high five is just your body's way of saying, I'm winning.
So this is natural.
High-fiving everyone you see in a state of business savings enthusiasm, totally natural.
Sweet! Thank you! Thank you! High five, everybody! High five!
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee is back, but only for a limited time, so sign your business up today.
High five!
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/25 for new customers with qualifying bundle. Current customers may be eligible depending on services and area. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here for my friends at PCF Construction. You know, it was a couple years ago. We were seeking a complete outdoor living space. Molly wanted a new deck. She wanted to really make our outdoor space pop, and boy, am I glad we called PCF. Why? Because whether it's a very specific project or outdoor living, like an underdeck ceiling, deck, patio cover, railings, PCF has you completely covered. You know, Molly's an interior designer. She knows construction. She knows attention to detail. And PCF, they checked every single box along the way. And right now is the time to make the call. Up to $6,000 off your project, plus no payments and no interest until 2027. And you can save an extra $1,500 when you bundle your deck with a patio cover. Find all the offer details, get project ideas, and browse photos at pcfgroup.com or simply call today at 425-629-8476. That's 425-629-8476, PCFgroup.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
A great morning to chat with our Mariner insider, Shannon Drayer. She's in Kansas City with the team as they've got 2 more there, 3 in Houston. And then, Shannon, the travel ends for the regular season. Good morning. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Don't think that's going to be the end of your travel schedule this year. I don't know how to break this to you. I mean, I don't know. No one knows for sure. But I don't think when you come home at the end of this trip that you're here like until spring training. I feel like you might have to do a little more traveling.
That's fine with me. I think I can adjust.
Are you sure?
Yeah, that would be okay.
That would be okay with you.
Do you go 2 meets or 3 meets there at the barbecue joint in Kansas City?
Seriously, Brock? Barely 2.
Oh, barely 2.
Barely?
Barely 2.
Come on, Shannon. You got to get a third meet. What are the 2? What do you do?
Well, I tried, and I'll go on record. I like Texas barbecue the best.
Oh.
Kansas City, you know, I know that those are just, fighting words right there. Kansas City is fine, but I like Texas the best.
What is it you prefer about Texas? Just out of curiosity.
I really think that Texas is a lot more about the meat. I think they do a better job with the smoking and the quality and everything else.
Kansas City's more sauce, right?
Get caught in the sauce.
Yeah.
Get caught in the sauce.
I think I'm with you on that. I think I'd agree with that. Yeah.
That's well said.
Yeah. Shannon,
that's some of your best analysis of the year,
Quite
Shannon.
frankly, yeah.
All right, I'm done. Goodbye, everybody.
Would you like to talk about Cal at all and what he did last night?
Sure. That was
it saucy or meaty?
Crazy.
Saucy or meaty? Or both?
Brock. You know, I think it was eye-opening, which is crazy to say in the season that he has had, in that he has stacked up, you know, these milestones just back to back to back. And one of the things, you know, that really kind of grabbed me was I decided as he got closer to tying the mantle mark, well, you know, hey, I'm in the booth, all video Rick and Gary making the call. I know people like that. And that was well and good at home because I'm right in the booth. And in Kansas City, the booth is 2 floors below, and there's not really room for me in it. And so yesterday I made sure that I ran up the stairs, no time for elevators. And it's not 2 normal floors. This is like, you know, 3 flights for every floor. And so I ran up the first time. Okay, he didn't get it. Ran back down. Ran up the second time. He breaks the mantle record. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. But I've been kind of running back and forth for a little while now. And I go back downstairs, and I've been nervous about it. It's like, hey, I can't miss that. And so when I'm trying to, you know, keep track of what I need to do and everything, it just is, oh, yeah, Cal's coming up to bat. And then I have to run back. So it was a little bit of a frantic effort to get this done. And so when he breaks Mantle's record, I'm like, great, now I can be done with it for a bit. I get back down in my seat, and I'm like, good grief, Griffey. So it's right back upstairs in the next at bat. And the one after that, you know, all of a sudden we would be, you know, looking at 60. And so it's been on this alert, and it's been so quick that to me, that's when it really hit. Mantle, Griffey, 60. Are you kidding me? And so we've been watching it and having a hard time putting it into words. And now that it is happening in real time that is expiring, and probably, you know, the bigger numbers quicker, the milestones quicker than ever before, it's pretty mind-blowing what he is doing right now.
Have you found how much Cal really enjoys talking about himself, too?
Oh, good grief. You know, he really doesn't, and it's a real tap dance trying to get anything out of him in that regard. And I do think that he is trying so hard to stay focused on the team right now. And it's not that he doesn't have feelings about this, and he probably does think some things that he's just not comfortable sharing about it right now, but he hasn't, I think, allowed himself too much in his, you know, just ultra-scheduled day to put too much, emotional investment in, you know, good God, I've done this, or I'm doing this, or this, you know, it's been 64 years since this has happened. I don't think that he has allowed himself to go there too much because of what that might do to the rest of his game. I mean, he has admitted that at times, you know, I think it was about a month ago, that sometimes it is hard to keep that out of what he's trying to do when he's out on the field. That, yeah, he does want that home run, and he has to know it's not, you know, I've got to go in there and have the good at bat and do this and do this and do this. And as the team has gotten closer, it's become more clear and a little bit easier, I think, for him to do that. And I think it's also made it easier to just push it aside, that the bigger prize for him truly is getting this team to a World Series. So I think that has helped kind of temper things for him a little bit on what is, you know, everybody's got eyes on. Everybody. We talked about when he first finally you started seeing, okay, he's no longer a secret here. He's making a name on the national stage. I do think a big part of that was because of the nickname. And now it is all eyes on this because these records are amazing. And if he gets to 60, you know, thank goodness the spotlight can't get much bigger because now it's about the postseason. It's been a pretty crazy year for him in that regard.
Well, thankfully, he's got some help on the playoff front. The Etsy Witch has stepped in. The mustaches are helping. I mean, like, he doesn't have to carry that weight by himself, thankfully, and we'll get to that here in just a sec. What is, Shannon, from your perspective, the best argument for Cal Raleigh as the MVP?
I think what the Mariners are doing is the best, one of the best, because, you know, at its heart, most valuable player is the most valuable player to his team. It doesn't matter if the team's not doing anything. And I do think that he is the most valuable player. I do think if you took Aaron Judge off the Yankees, yes, they would suffer greatly, but it's not going to affect an entire pitching staff. And, you know, yes, Cal chose to be a switch hitting catcher. That's going to be a much tougher path than any other position on the field, but it's also going to be the one of the most impact. And I do think that should have heavy consideration, especially, and this is what, the national people have been saying, that the marks, that hitting Mantle's mark, that passing it, that passing Griffey are things that really matter in this situation, because it's so easy to look at what Judge is doing and what he continues to do, because it's what he is. But this is something that's out of the ordinary. And so I find it very interesting that they do look at that. And I think that should be a part of it, because, again, if this was just the best player in baseball, you could figure that out by the numbers. You don't need humans to figure out what that is. So I think what he has done, the overall picture of everything that he has done this year, and I do think that matters in this award, I think is very unique and has been of absolute critical importance to the Mariners, who are looking to do something they've never done in getting to a World Series, and something that they've only done once before since 2001.
Salk, were you ever in debate? Do you have debate at your esteemed BBNN?
Mm-hmm.
You were in debate. Shannon, were you ever in debate class? Do you have debate in high school?
I did it for 1 year.
1 year debate. Never debated. If you were to pick 2 or 3 Mariners, they could be coaches, they could be the manager, they could be players. If you were to pick 2 or 3 Mariners in that organization right now to make that debate on a national level, right, to MLB Network, to ESPN Radio, to who would be the 2 or 3 guys that you would pick to make the greatest debate for Cal?
Well, that's hard.
Go with Randy, probably.
Salk. Brian Wu. Brian Wu would be on that list.
Yep. Why do we torture Shannon like this? She's up early.
Yeah, I don't know.
Want
You can
torturing
do
her.
better
I
than,
ask her good questions. You're being mean.
I know. Brisket and pulled pork.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, Brock, you're asking her an impossible question that also doesn't mean anything.
No, I'm not. I would have honestly bet Brian Wu, because it feels like with every T-shirt he wears and everything that he does, I think that is an absolute. I think we're on the exact same page. Just kind of curious if it would be Logan or, you go a different direction, just to really try to hammer home. You said that we don't need humans to do the vote. I debated in the first segment that we do, because not everything is quantifiable in baseball. The numbers tell a majority of the story, but they don't tell about him getting hit in the neck, in the esophagus, and coming right back in his next at bat and hitting a bomb. So just if it's Brian Wu, anybody else?
Josh Naylor, because people like to listen to him.
Yeah, I like that.
Maybe Mitch Garver. I don't know. There's a lot of options, Brock. He's the other catcher on the team, so maybe Mitch Garver. Shannon, just spreading this out beyond just Cal, because there is more to this story than just Cal, is kind of where the team is at. What do you think has clicked here over these last 10 games? What are we seeing here, and why?
You're seeing a little bit better starting pitching. You are seeing a bullpen that has been pitching out of its mind, which is what you want to see in the postseason. You've seen a lot more offense with a lot less swing and miss from some of your key players. Julio's not striking out at all. Cal is striking out a lot less. He's been very patient. He hasn't had the opportunity to swing it as much. Now, he's missed some pitches here and there, but he's not striking out. I think that has had something to do with it. Something that I like that I've seen is it hasn't been all about Cal hitting home runs up until yesterday, and that's, again, something that they would need in the postseason. You're not going to go out there and be able to put up 8 runs in a game in the postseason. You might, those are going to be 1-run games. Those are going to be 3-2, 4-3 type games for the most part. So I'm glad that you are seeing some other ways to score runs. Your infield defense has been pretty good in this. You've cleaned some things up, and there's still room to clean up more. But I think by and large, the biggest thing has been the pitching.
Was that the new lineup, by the way, last night? Are we going to see that more heading into potentially the postseason with Polanco at second and Canzone as the DH with Robles in right?
Yeah, I think that's going to be yes and no, and I think you would have to probably swap out the defensive replacement for Polo late in that. You love what you saw from Canzone. And I think it depends where you play. If you can put him in right field, Kansas City is not a good place to put him in right field. If you can get him in right field over Robles, If he stays hot, that bat right now is more valuable than what Robles can bring to you. Can you even that out over the defense? Because ideally, Polo is your DH. But I think it's an option. And, yes, I think you will see it more than we have seen it before. I don't think you'll see that every night.
Shannon, to do all of this, right, in this amazing run that they have been on, really without a Eugenio Suarez yet. In your years of kind of watching him in his previous iteration and even this season, can you ever sense when that Suarez hot streak is coming?
Not really. And I think, right now, I don't think we've seen a streak that is this tough that he's been through. And it's kind of a mystery because he was in a good place right before he fell into it. So I think the question with him right now is, what do you do? Does he need a day? Does he need 2 days? Because you've got to get that bat going. And if you're not going to get that bat going, I think you want some defense over there in a postseason situation. So I think that is the big question mark right now as they go forward in these games. And that have to, if it's not, a physical thing, if it's not a mental thing, and that you think, hey, let's work in the cages for 2 days here and see where that goes, then I think you have to just keep playing him. And I think that's probably what they will do, but I'm not sure along those lines. And no, I don't have answers on that one.
Pretty fun, Shannon.
I'm sorry. I feel like I've asked a lot of really hard.
I know. Like, why? Shannon's nice enough to come on, and this is kind of where you're at.
What did you say though? Brisket and pulled pork? Is that what you said? Your two choices are?
Yes, although in Texas they have a really good smoked pork chop too.
Oh, that's good.
Where in Texas do you? I mean, which city?
Doesn't matter.
Well, I haven't done the big barbecue tour. I've done Houston,
Right.
and I have done the
Dallas.
Metroplex.
Right. So I was curious which you
Worth.
preferred. You prefer the food in Houston or Dallas?
Dallas, probably. Yeah. They're completely different. You go down to Houston, actually, I like Houston too. They've got a lot of the Cajun and the Southern cooking there, whereas Dallas, it's the big meats.
I liked Austin. I've never really spent any time in Houston or Dallas, but Austin. Whew, there was some pretty good barbecue in Austin. That was pretty good. Shannon, enjoy the ride. Enjoy the journey, as the great Lloyd McClendon said about 100 times. Enjoy the journey. Shannon, this is you're in the middle of it, and you don't have to watch Lloyd McClendon either. So what a group, what a time to be alive. We'll talk to you soon. Enjoy. See you, Shannon.
Thanks, Shannon.
You got it, guys.
There you go. Our great Mariner insider, Shannon Drayer. I didn't think Lloyd McClendon's name would come up today, but there you go.
So last year, I got to have lunch with AJ Hinch, Jason Benetti, and myself at a Houston barbecue. We had a University of Houston game early in the year. We waited in line for like 45 minutes at this place. This line I'm like, this better be worth it. It was unbelievable.
Sure.
But do you know the problem with lunchtime barbecue?
Yeah, you would need to take a nap.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel awful afterwards.
You can't move afterwards.
No, I know. Yeah, it really is very heavy.
Very heavy.
Very heavy.
It's about 4,000
Especially
calories.
if it's saucy.
Oh, man, was it good, though.
All right.
Really good barbecue.
Let's do some Blue 88.
This is Brock and Salk's Blue 88, powered by Xfinity.
We're going to go red, right, tight, close, sprint left, G, U corner, halfback, flat, on one. Ready?
Brock Heward tackles 3 football questions as only he can.
Blue 88.
Now here's your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
All right, what'd you hear yesterday from Daniel Jeremiah as we talked through Sam Darnold and what he's done and how comfortable he's been?
Yeah, I think just reinforcing, Salk, that middle of the field and how important that is and what a tell that is. I'll say it again. That's fastball command. When you can command the middle of the field, right? Like when I'm watching these young quarterbacks that I'm watching daily, like these throws, the go routes and the curls and the comebacks and the deep corners and these things where there's just less population. The ball leaves their hand. I'm like, that's good. Throw over the middle of the field. You know what you got? Linebackers. You know what you got? Safeties. This was Daniel Jeremiah with us yesterday, noticing the same thing my eyes did and what the numbers have said is the command that Sam has there sets the table for the rest.
Yeah, I think to me, but I just look for a comfort level of a quarterback on a couple things. Number one is, are you seeing it clearly to get the ball out of your hands? So get to the top of your drop, see it, and let it rip. And the other thing I look at is, like, are you comfortable working in the middle of the field? And they are eating people up in the middle of the field.
He kind of goes on from there and explains why it's so important. But yeah.
It's pretty cool. And I don't know about you, these first two games, Salk, it was a little different with Russell. I think there is a commonality with Gino and Sam, is that when he hits his fifth step and throws, or it's get the gun and hitch and throw, or it's a play fake and throw, I feel very good about it. The confidence
It's just
factor.
more of his skill set, you mean?
Yes, the confidence factor is high. And that's most quarterbacks, right? That is most quarterbacks when you watch the NFL. It's like, ooh, okay, ball's out. More than likely, somebody's open, right? So he's seeing it, he's anticipating, he's putting it on him. There are some that need to hold it a little longer, or some that when they do hold it, you don't mind, because then they create. Young Russ was so fun when he, would hold it and create and extend plays. Like, oh boy, here comes something big. Yeah, by and large, I like it quicker out of Sam's hand. I think he does. I think the staff does. And these first couple games have been reflective of that.
All right, question number 2. As you look at this front four, and we talked yesterday about how when 4 can beat 5, right, you're really in a pretty good spot defensively. What are you looking at numbers-wise when it comes to the Seahawks defensive line?
Yeah, this is what's impressive. This is like, again, a lengthened lineup in baseball. See, Salk, I've become such a baseball guy that everything in my football analysis really just harkens back to the great game of baseball.
Of course.
The D-line for the Seahawks is lengthened. It's not just Leonard Williams wreaking havoc. It's not just Boye Mafe in a really high successful pass win rate. Our boy Murph in the middle is tied for first in the NFL with 7 pressures. Our guy Derek Hall is tied for second in the NFL with 6 pressures, tied with, Micah Parsons. Pretty good company to be in. And then to add even a little more to it, and this would be the Polanco, and let's hope that DeMarcus Lawrence can sustain, like Polanco has sustained this year with 500 at-bats. If D-Lock can play 15 games this year, so he's first in the league in edge, run, stop, win rate. Right? What we talked about, where he was really, he's number 1 in the league. It's stopping the run, setting the edge, over 63% success rate. Why have teams run for 3.2 yards a carry? Well, when you got the best run setter, edge setter in the league. So you kind of got a Baskin-Robbins of whatever numbers you want to look at, from Leonard to Boye to Murph to D-Law to Derek Hall. They're all doing it. And because of it, they're playing some pretty elite defense in that front.
All right, question number 3. Special teams, man. We got to talk special teams. They've been amazing. What have you seen from Jay Harbaugh's group and what they've done for the Seahawks so far this year?
Yeah, tip of the cap to our guy Hawkblogger. Does as good a job as anybody of just really accumulating stats, some really cool next level stats as well. And you're right. I don't need to make fun of the next level numbers. I don't need to do that, because those next level numbers do tell a pretty good story. That DVOA, defense adjusted value over average. It's a pretty fair. Be like the WRC plus, right? That tries to level the playing field. They're the second best special teams unit. They've obviously blocked a field goal. They've obviously scored a pretty defining touchdown, recovering that kick. And I'll tell you this, the one that really jumps out to me the most with these new kickoff rules, and if you can do this over the course of the season, you set yourself up for so much more success. It's like a 1-0 or 2-0 count in baseball, Salky. Those are called hidden yards. And right now you are 6th in the league in kickoff return yards, and you are 2nd in the league in kickoff return yards allowed. That's a big deal. Like, you're talking 5 to 10 yards over the course of the game of different field position in your favor, of tilting that field. And special teams and Jay Harbaugh taking a great step here early this season.
Plus a touchdown and a block kick.
I think I said that.
Well, I'm just saying it again. Like, it just is that important.
To reinforce it.
Yeah.
Way to go, Gross.
There we go. Saying it again. I'm reinforcing it. In addition to the hidden yards, you just got to come back to the important thing. I heard you say it. Don't you worry about that.
And Jay might miss one. Jay might going to miss some, but he comes back and bangs a 50-something yarder on that turf. And it's pretty big time, too. And, oh, by the way, pretty crafty with his little kickoffs. Your specialist.
Yeah.
Pretty good at manipulating the football.
Pretty cool. Plus, you end up scoring a touchdown and also blocking a kick. So that is today's Blue 88. We do it every morning.
Is this where you're a heretic?
7:45.
Is this where you're being heretical?
I don't know if I want to do this or not.
Really?
I don't want to be heretical.
Is this about your driver?
No. I'm not going to talk about that.
Why?
Well.
What? You're hitting at 280. You're hitting bombs.
I hit 280.
Salk, you're hitting bombs with your driver. Anybody who's played golf with you, which is this very small handful that are listening, the Hitman and the Hawk Blogger, know your bugaboo is that driver.
Can't get off the tee.
And now you found it. I mean, is this just change your life, change your game? Are you like Cal Raleigh?
If
Now
I'm not,
intriguing?
here after this week, if I leave, it's because I'm trying to go join the tour. It's because I feel like finally I'm ready.
Well, the senior tour.
Well,
that story's been told. There have been some 50-somethings that have joined the senior tour.
Right.
Never did anything on any other tour.
Right.
Corn Ferry or others.
Right. Yeah. That's not going to be me.
260 to 280.
That was pretty good yesterday. It was pretty good.
Is this thing hot? Did you guys sell you a hot driver?
Brock, it's just a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, a lot of trusting the process, a lot of enjoying
Does
the journey.
Heather know you bought this driver yet?
Anyway, so coming up next, I don't see why you would get me in trouble like that. That feels like being a really bad teammate. I'm just going to say.
Bro.
That's true. There's no chance she's listening. But sometimes people she knows are listening. So,
I see.
tone it down. All right? We don't need to get into that. Anyway,
You're like Cal. You don't like to talk about yourself.
we don't need to talk about any money that's been spent recently on a new driver accidentally. All right. Coming up next, I will ask a question that might make me a heretic, but I'll do it anyway. For the good of the show, Brock. It's next on Brock and Salk.
Looking for even more Seahawks content? Then you gotta check out The Reset. Hey, it's G. Scott, and every week, me and my co-host and Seahawks great Brandon Meebane talk Seahawks. We break down the matchups, and we're joined by former Seahawks players.
From Lakewood to Lombardi, Seahawks champion, my main man, Jermaine Kearse.
What up, G? Watch The Reset live on YouTube or subscribe on the Seattle Sports app.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. At Bay Alarm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bayalarm.com today.
Temperatures are dropping, but you don't have to settle for a chilly home this winter. Keep cozy and safe with energy-saving products during Washington Energy's home heating sale on now. Upgrading your home is as easy as $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 off. Take $1,000 off furnaces, fireplaces, and water heaters, $2,000 off high-efficiency heat pump systems, and $3,000 off whole home generators and ductless mini splits, plus free financing. Washington Energy Services, your expert resource for affordable home comfort. Call for a free estimate.
In today's competitive world, standing out isn't optional anymore. I'm Rusty George, and my agency helps builders, manufacturers, and material suppliers get louder and get noticed in order to bring in new customers. From effective brand strategies to websites and marketing campaigns that drive business, Rusty George is for builders just like you. No fluff, just results. You can build the future. We'll help you build your new business pipeline. Visit rustygeorge.com today. rustygeorge.com.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 for Kids.
1-877 for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Open enrollment for Medicare is coming up. Are you ready? Herb Weisbaum, the consumer man here. Get organized early with a Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit from the Insurance Commissioner's Sheba program. Order your free copy today at insurance.wa.gov.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries, and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. It's not just about better health, it's about a better life.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
The best managers are really good observers and communicators. Listen to your team, whatever they have to say, even if it's right, wrong, or indifferent. For me, that's kind of everything. I like to have my team feel like they're part of something. They can contribute to the growth of this place.
The Lee Johnson culture to me is empowering all of your employees to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do.
For me personally, it started with Brett and Todd. They identified, what their core values were about, and in turn that drew people with similar core values to him. It's why my dad wanted to come back here. When he got to a certain point in his career that just the paycheck and the financial statements were not fulfilling enough for him, he wanted to get back to where it was a family.
Love and respect aren't just policies. They're what make the Lee Johnson Auto family feel like home.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
I don't read the internet, guys.
Take the bull by the hands.
And Brooke, you are. And Brooke, you are.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
All right, I'm sorry for asking this question in advance. Just know it's for the good of the show, for the good of conversation, and please don't yell at me afterwards. It's enough that Joel Klatt's going to come on here in a half hour, so please just, be nice. I'm trying. It's really just for the good of the show. Is Cal Raleigh having a better season than Junior ever did? All right, that's enough. How dare you, Maura? That's enough. I think the answer is probably not. I went looking at this last night because I was just curious, right? Mm-hmm. He ties Junior in terms of home runs last night. Incredible moment. You want to hear it just for fun? Sure. You want the radio call or the TV call? We played the TV one a few minutes ago. Let's go radio call. Here is Cal hitting number 56.
Here's the first pitch. Swung on, hit well, center field. It's going back at the warning track, at the wall. He has done it! Home run, Cal Raleigh. He has tied Ken Griffey Jr. for the most in Seattle Mariners history. Number 56 for Cal Raleigh. An amazing, historic, incredible season. And he has tied one of the greatest of all time in Ken Griffey Jr.
Is he having a better season than Junior ever did? Junior had seasons of his three best WAR seasons as a Mariner were 8.4, 9.0, and 9.7. Cal's not going to get to 9, I don't think. He's not going to get to 9.7. He's currently in the low 8s. I don't know what it was after yesterday's barrage, but it was 8 or 8.1 yesterday morning. So I'm guessing by today it's probably, 8.2 maybe? 8.3. I don't know how much you can go up in a day. So I don't think he's going to catch Junior. But then if you want to make the argument about Aaron Judge and the value that, Cal brings as a catcher, do you have to make the same argument about what Junior was doing playing center field, which is a more important position than right or even DH, two positions that the Judge has played most frequently, but it's also not the catcher. It's not the guy in charge of running the pitching staff every day. And really, in Junior's case, he wasn't even really tasked with leading the team on a day-to-day basis, right? And not to say that he wasn't a leader of the team. Of course he was.
The straw, though.
He was the guy,
100%.
Yes. But he wasn't the vocal leader, take on all that stuff. He had guys around him who did a lot more of that throughout his tenure here in Seattle. Again, I'm not trying to take away from all the things Junior did. Those numbers are incredible. They speak for himself. His hold on not just Seattle, but the entire baseball community and even the greater sports community at large during that time in the 90s was pretty close to unprecedented. I mean, he was the guy. So none of this, again, I've admitted already to the heretical nature of this all.
Mm-hmm.
But is this a better season than Junior ever had as a Mariner?
Once again, it's just, you just can't quantify. There's just not numbers that can quantify. And that will be my greatest debate. All that Cal is asked to do, from being the face of it. Now Griffey also, and I bet in some of those years, won the home run derby. He had a candy bar. He had shoes. He had a star power that even exceeded what Cal is doing this year from an exposure standpoint. He obviously followed, his father, and the name was established. But in much the same vein, Salk, he was doing things that your eye were like, I just never seen this done before. I've never seen a 220-pound athlete climb up. I mean, Bo Jackson was in left field. But Griffey was doing center field.
But you're seeing Cal do that you just was talking about. You've seen Cal do things this year as a catcher that you've never seen anybody do before. And he's playing in more games, and he's hitting more home runs, and he's taking balls off his throat.
And he's even stealing bases. He's even stolen whatever.
Who has more stolen bases?
Cal
Cal Raleigh this year or Ken Griffey Jr. in his prime? I don't know.
Yeah,
I have to go back and look at Junior's numbers.
So does this WAR number that is, very popular and wins above replacement, can it really take into account Cal's pitch framing, pitch calling,
I don't think it can take
leadership?
That. No,
it just doesn't, right?
I don't think it can.
Now, does it do what? What is it, Lyle? Is it outs above, or whatever, saved? Is that the way that, because this is supposed to mix in the defensive efforts as well, right? And for a center fielder, right, when you can run down balls that others can't, when you make throws and you get putouts and you get those things. Now, Cal gets to throw guys out. But, does this WAR number, do we really trust that it can take Cal's defensive prowess compared to his peers? Do we trust that?
No, not entirely. I mean, I think it takes it into account, but I think what it specifically can't take into account is the way he manages the pitching staff.
100%.
That I think there's no way for.
1,000%.
By the way, Cal's steal numbers are not that far off of Junior's.
Stop.
They're not. They're not that far off.
On Junior's return?
No.
When he was in his 40s with old-time religion?
What do you think is the most number of stolen bases Ken Griffey Jr. ever had in the season?
30.
24.
5.
24 in 99. That's it. He didn't run that much.
Well, it was really hard turf at the Kingdom.
I'm not. Again, none of this is to hold him accountable or rip him for it. He just didn't steal that many bases. I mean, in his career, he stole 184 bases.
So you're telling me Naylor's stolen more bases this year than Griffey ever did as a Mariner?
I'm telling you that, yes. and it's not particularly close.
Just very nonsensical.
It's not even particularly close. Yeah, he had 24, those great seasons you talk about, 96 for Junior, 16 bags. The next year, 97, 15 bags. Those are his two highest WAR seasons, and Cal's going to be at about the same. He's at 14 right now, right? Cal's at 14.
Wow.
Let's say he finishes with 15 or 16. It's right there with Junior. So, and he's doing it as a catcher, not as a center fielder.
Yeah.
So again, I understand that there is a heretical nature to this, and I'm not trying to pit them together, but it is interesting if you're going to make the argument, and I think we have successfully over and over again, that Cal's value as a catcher starts to exceed Aaron Judge, even if he loses the WAR battle, because of all the things that entails.
Just what's being asked of him.
The hard part of it for any Mariner fan is that also, is true of Junior's great seasons and what he did. And if and when Cal breaks that record tonight, tomorrow, soon, that'll be a part of that conversation. Yep. I did find myself also just thinking about some of the similarities and differences between the two. There's probably more differences than similarities. They did both grow up in big baseball families. In Junior's case, obviously, his dad being a player and Ken being in the clubhouse. In Cal's case, more of a minor league player, but then a coach at some pretty significant places. I don't know how much more there. I mean, Ken Griffey Jr., first overall pick. Cal was a third-rounder, pick 90. Junior comes up as a teenager with his dad. Cal doesn't become a regular until 25. The highest of expectations for Ken Griffey from day one. Very little expectations for Cal Raleigh, who's just exceeded it over and over. But, they've both fascinated this city. They've both fascinated the baseball world.
Both got big dumpers.
They both have a rear end that has a lot of power built into it.
Both don't like talking about themselves.
That's for sure. So last thing here on Cal, just because I was curious about it. I know how much you love Dan Szymborski, Brock. I know how he's one of your favorites, right?
It would be nice.
You love some Dan Szymborski, who is Dan's great. He does the Zips projection every year. He's sort of the dean of trying to project seasons in baseball. Very hard to do.
Yep.
But I was a little curious since I had Cal not in the top 20 most intriguing Mariners this year.
Thanks to Dan.
Just because of that, I was curious what the numbers predicted for Cal this year. He wrote me back and just said, my prediction said 28 raw home runs, 31 using depth chart playing time. So the expectation was that depending on how you look at the numbers, Cal would hit 28 to 31 home runs.
And that's why he wasn't one of your 10 most intriguing.
That's right.
Blame Dan.
Well,
blame
just because that's the projection, is it? That's what he's done. That's what he's going to do. And you kind of know who he is. As Dan wrote to me, suffice it to say, he passed that a long time ago. And he knows he doesn't expect these to be perfect. That's not the way it works. You're trying to do the best you can over a long, a large group of numbers. But what Cal's done, he's doubled 28. If 28 was the initial projection, he's doubled it. Doubled it.
Yeah.
And we still have 11 games to go in the season. Doubled it. All while signing a meaningful contract, all while playing unbelievable defense, all while leading this pitching staff, all while, at least for right now, looking like he's going to lead this team into the playoffs.
Get inside the huddle.
The handoff inside. He's going to go. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Taking you inside the VMAC every week. Thursdays, noon to 2.
Our guys show up to play.
Player interviews.
It's obviously been paying off. Just going to continue to do that.
Previewing this week's matchup.
We'll say they come out and just run the ball down the Niners' throats.
And everything Seahawks.
If anybody had a doubt, don't.
The Huddle. Every Thursday at noon. Exclusively on the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports.
Oh, what is today? Today is Wednesday, September 17th. Mark it. Make it the day where you're like, okay, I've listened to Brock talk about First Mark Insurance now for a couple years, as I listened to Dory talk about it for a long time as well. I've heard so much about these First Mark Insurance Challenge victories. Today is going to be the day. Today is going to be the morning because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of being stressed. I'm tired of being confused. I'm tired of assuming I'm getting the best deal. Yeah, make the call today. Go to firstmarkinsurance.com. It's all right there. Take the First Mark Challenge. And you might be like Molly and I were, like my mom was, like so many of my friends have been. You may be yet another victory. Here's how they do it. Here's how First Mark goes to work for you. They will fully analyze your current coverage, making sure you're not overpaying for the wrong coverage. Then, unlike you and me, they go to the market. Dozens of major carriers they've worked with for years to find you the best fit. That's it. There's no stress. There's no confusion. They're your teammate. And they spent the last 30 years helping thousands of families, including mine, successfully manage the complicated world of insurance. So don't wait another day. Take the First Mark Challenge. And did I mention it's totally free? And you might be the next First Mark Challenge victory. Firstmarkinsurance.com. It's all right there. Your teammate that goes to work for you.
Switching bath soap from sandalwood to tropical essence? That's glamping in the rainforest. Sometimes a different way is the better way. Like the SR 509 Expressway near SeaTac. Tolling September 29th. Free Good to Go sticker pass at goodtogo509.com.
I saw her texting, coming up to a stop sign, and so I saw the accident coming, and she T-boned us.
In the blink of an eye, Crystal's life changed when she suffered a severe spinal injury.
The pain was something I had never experienced before in my neck. I got massage therapy. I saw a chiropractor. I was prescribed muscle relaxers so I could sleep. I got depressed. Nothing was relieving the pain.
Drugs, sleepless nights, and depression. Sound familiar? I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist. At Sound Pain Solutions, our treatments include high-dose laser combined with spinal decompression and other comprehensive therapies to rehabilitate damaged discs. We use treatments that are non-surgical, FDA-cleared, drug and pain-free.
I was able to get off my pain medicines, and I was able to sleep through the night, and that was what I was desperate for.
To learn if you're a candidate for our treatment, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025 or click soundpainsolutions.com.
Stacy here. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, and when they resell it, they share half their profit with you. That's right. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, Isuzu, and Auburn. They'll pay you today for your car, and once they resell it, they'll share half their profit with you. WayscarFord.com.
It is that time of year. I cannot wait for the weather to get warm like it is now on consecutive days. That means I can break the motorcycle out, ride to work, ride all over the place, and I love it more than just about anything. But I also know that it's not a matter of if, but when you get in an accident, what are you going to do? Well, I'll tell you, when you're injured in a motorcycle crash, don't settle for firms that say they're motorcycle lawyers. Trust the ones who live it. Law Tigers has been a part of the writing community for nearly 25 years nationwide. They're here 24/7, 365 days a year because writers deserve real support when they need it. Law Tigers is the resource writers can turn to when they are in need. Law Tigers is out at all the events and supporting all clubs and shops. The Law Tigers are always by your side. Your case evaluation is always free. There are no fees until your case settles. The Law Tigers, you never ride alone. Law Tigers, Washington's motorcycle lawyers. Jimmy Cook, 539 Broadway, Unit 104, Tacoma, Washington, 98402.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Hey, Brock Heward here for my friends at PCF Construction. It was a couple years ago. We were seeking a complete outdoor living space. Molly wanted a new deck. She wanted to really make our outdoor space pop. And boy, am I glad we called PCF. Why? Because whether it's a very specific project or outdoor living, like an underdeck ceiling, deck, patio cover, railings, PCF has you completely covered. You know, Molly's an interior designer. She knows construction. She knows attention to detail. And PCF, they checked every single box along the way. And right now is the time to make the call. Up to $6,000 off your project, plus no payments and no interest until 2027. And you can save an extra $1,500 when you bundle your deck with a patio cover. Find all the offer details, get project ideas, and browse photos at pcfgroup.com or simply call today at 425-629-8476. That's 425-629-8476, pcfgroup.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
We'll start with Cal this time. Unbelievable, Brock, as he not only breaks Mickey Mantle's record for home runs in a season as a switch hitter, but then just a few minutes later, he decided, man, you call me heretical, but he's the one who went after Ken Griffey Jr. and decided to tie his record.
Blasted, center field, and oh, it disappears! He has homered on back-to-back pitches seen tonight. It may never stop the year of Cal Raleigh. He has now tied Ken Griffey Jr. for the most home runs by a Mariner in a season.
And if you watch Shannon's video, which she was on with us last hour, it was awesome, talking about having to run up and down 2 sets of stairs to go tape that thing with every at-bat. But if you watch it, it's right there at Seattle Sports, all over our YouTube page and everywhere else. You will see on the first home run that Rizzer is giving the Carlton Fisk, like, stay fair, because he got all of that one. I think both Goldie and Rizzer and Gary Hill didn't know about that second one. When that left the bat last night, did you think that was gone right off the bat? Watching it live?
The second one?
The second one. First one you knew was like gone.
I wasn't sure. It's the center field home runs are so hard to tell.
So hard.
I mean, you can almost always tell to, pull side. Center field home runs are really, really hard to tell.
Yep.
He just kind of kept going. And those are the, to me, those are the real strength home runs, right? Where you just have that ability to just drive them out there just using your raw strength, which obviously he has plenty of. So you put him here in the same sentence, in the same vein, in the same conversation with Mickey Mantle and Ken Griffey. How do you feel about that, Cal?
No, not really. I mean, I feel like my name shouldn't be in the same sentence with those guys. You know, Mickey Mantle and Ken Griffey Jr. I don't really have words for it. I don't really know what to say. I'm sure one day it'll kind of set in, but for now, just keep it going. So.
No, we talked earlier, Brock, about just doing it all as a catcher, and during that same interview on MLB Tonight, they asked him about catching more than 17,000 pitches over the course of the season.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I think if you're a catcher, you gotta love it to be back there, especially for how many games we play in the big leagues. So I love doing it for the guys. I love being out there. I love calling the game. Love being in the thick of it, and just trying to keep it rolling.
And he's right. You got to love catching if you're going to do that, because you do things like it hit in the neck in the second inning and then, hit a home run the next one.
Just took a little look during the break to see kind of his next closest peer at catcher. He's got 56 bombs. The next three after him, one plays in the Little League Park there in Sacramento. Langoliers, good player. Not to diminish it, he's got 30. The other one, Goodman in Colorado at a mile high, he's got 30. And Salvi, whose record he broke, sits in that other dugout, he's got 28. 28.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Salvi's getting up there. I mean,
he is.
And he does not play in a hitter's park at all.
But amongst your peers, and in the annals of baseball history, you are shattering that all-time record at that position.
Pretty cool.
And he's still got 11 to go.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
He's got 11 to go. The team has now won 10 straight. Unbelievable. They took all the suspense out of this one last night very early. They just went to work. Over the course of the game, Dom Canzone goes 5 for 5 and goes yard thrice? Yeah, 3 home runs for Dom Canzone. Here was the capper.
Here's the stretch and the 1-2. Swinging a well-hit ball deep to right field. Caglione going back, looking up. Did he get it? Yes, he does. Third home run of the night for Dom Canzone. What a career night. His 5th hit of the night goes out of the ballpark. He homered in the second, singled in the third, homered again in the 5th, and he homers again here in the 9th. Oh, he had a single in the 7th. So Dom Canzone, his best night in the big leagues, 5 for 5 with 3 home runs. And this is a 2-run home run. He has 4 RBIs in the game. And now the Mariners, pouring it on, lead the Royals 12-5 here in the top of the 9th inning. What a night for Dom Canzone.
That last one make you feel a little better? Because I know Lyle and my buddy Andrew down in Texas weren't the only ones remembering that game in Kansas City a year ago, nor even last night. You know who else jumped up 10-1? The Yankees. You know what that game ended up?
10-9. Yeah, I saw that. I turned that sucker off, man. We had dinner. I had stopped watching, so I did not feel any of that concern. I felt 100% great when I turned the game off and never wavered from that.
Which game are you referring to, Brock? The blown lead in 2022, the blown 7-0 lead in 2023, or the blown 8-1 lead in 2024? Yeah, I was getting PTSD. That Kansas City ballpark is...
You guys are such wusses. I turned that sucker off, no problem. Larry Salk ruled it in like the 6th inning. Thing's over. It's done. We're eating dinner. I saw my kids couldn't pay attention.
What was dinner? That cauliflower soup thing?
No, it was pretty good.
Probably all you can afford now after buying that dryer.
All right. It was. We had orzo with some asparagus and lemon. Does that sound good? It was pretty.
No. Where's the meat?
I added some chicken. I added some ground chicken. Nobody else wanted it, but I added a little ground chicken to mine. A little Parmesan on top as well.
A little heavy cream.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Didn't need the cream. No cream in there. It's pretty healthy. I should mention the Tigers lose to the Guardians, so the Mariners are just 2 games back. And I'm not even going to tell you about the Astros in Houston or the Astros in Texas. You don't care, and it doesn't matter.
You don't care.
You're ahead of both of those teams. You don't look behind you for any of that.
About them sheep.
That's exactly right. You want to hear what Colt Emerson did, though, yesterday? He gets called up to AAA. And here's what he did in his debut.
Penrod's ready, and the 1-2 pitch is hit high in the air to deep right field. Ramos going back. Welcome to AAA, Colt Emerson. A 3-run
AAA debut. He has arrived.
He's arrived, Brock.
Be your third baseman next June.
Be your shortstop.
Maybe JP's the third baseman.
Maybe JP plays third.
Colt Emerson shortstop defense has gotten really, really good.
Certainly going to be an interesting conference. You want to call him up? You want to put him on the playoff roster?
By the way, that homer, one, it was off a lefty. Two, that went off the light tower. High up, too.
Crazy. You look at him in the swing, and it doesn't look like it's going to have that much pop. It does. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. All right, that's everything you need to know. Quarter past every hour here on the Brock and Salk
Storm
Show.
won. Snapped the old Aces, 16-game winning streak?
Yeah.
Did I hear that right? I had that on in the background last night. I think they had their first-round pick, the 19-year-old from France, who's like 6'7".
Yeah, Malunga.
Unbelievable. Came in the game. They were down 9 in the fourth quarter. Hayes in the barn. It's over. The Ace is going to move on. And then she just, changed the whole game. So, pretty cool.
She had a double-double, 11 points and 10 rebounds.
Pretty cool
Pretty
stuff.
good day at the office.
So, do I need to I'm going to text Klatt.
What?
Just tone it down a little. Right?
Well, that's up to him. I don't know. I don't want to be a part of that. Joel does what he does, and I'll do what I do, and we'll see where it all goes. I'm looking forward to it. I had fun last week. We'll see if we have fun this week. Joel Klatt next on Brock and Salk.
The one and only Mark Schlereth. Every Monday at 4 during the NFL season with Wyman and Bob.
They did it in a fairly dominant fashion out there in Pittsburgh. How surprising is that to you?
You saw some growth, right? You saw a little bit better offense, a little bit better, both combination of running the ball and tying your play action in together on that stuff. So those things to me were good.
Get every can't miss conversation on Seattle sports on YouTube and the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, all right. I know it sounds kind of funny given that it hit 90 degrees yesterday, but those chillier temperatures are on the way. The less, lower daylight, that's already started. You're going to have a little more time spending on the couch, watching football, keeping a close eye on the playoff chase, right? So, yeah, you want to make sure you're still eating healthy. Stay away from the chips, the snacks. They're waiting right there in the pantry. A little less time outside, a little less active. Well, don't let the number on the scale go up this fall. Instead, watch it go down. You got the ability to lose almost a pound a day with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. I did it. I tell you it works, man. I lost 24 pounds in a month, 35 pounds overall, and it was not that hard. I don't want to say it's easy. That's too much, but it really wasn't that hard. No injections, no surgery, no prepackaged meals, no counting calories. You don't even need to exercise. That's right. The Eastside Weight Loss Clinic plan is all about healthy eating with delicious food, and there's really not a ton of sacrifice. So if you've been thinking about it even a little bit, just give them a call. 15-minute phone consultation. Set it up at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. That's eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody. Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
What other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, it sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Get rid of stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin with ProSculpt, the simple one-day permanent fat reduction and skin tightening treatment. Book your free consultation at prosculpt.com.
Do you need a new roof? Then visit 3treeroofing.com to get $500 off your roofing project by scheduling a free estimate. 3Tree Roofing's certified team builds a custom plan for your home using top-tier materials with industry-leading warranties. All of their install crews are factory certified to ensure that your roof can handle any weather Seattle can throw our way. Don't wait until leaks turn into expensive damage this rainy season. Visit 3treeroofing.com to schedule your free estimate today and secure your $500 discount. 3Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
Molly Hatchet is bringing their iconic Southern Rock to the Event Center at Silver Reef Casino Resort on Saturday, September 27th. Prepare for an unforgettable night of hits like Flirtin' with Disaster and Gator Country. Mark your calendars for Saturday, September 27th. Tickets are on sale now and start at just $30. Don't miss your chance to see Molly Hatchet at Silver Reef Casino Resort. Get your tickets today at silverreefcasino.com.
It's the World Fighting Championships at Emerald Queen Casino Event Center, Saturday night, October 25th. Experience the thrill and excitement of high-energy mixed martial arts. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Don't miss this amazing professional mixed martial arts event, the World Fighting Championships, October 25th at Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. 21 and older, need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com.
Happy 40th birthday to us at Pacific Power Batteries. Since 1985, we've learned that our customers seem to appreciate product knowledge and helpful advice about anything battery related. At Pacific Power Batteries, we like to sponsor smaller community causes and teams because they have a real community connection, sort of like a battery to a starter. Does that make sense? I'm Steve Alman, and all of us hope to connect with you soon at one of our Pacific Power Batteries stores.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Don't forget, Seahawks Live is back, Brock. You can join Bump and Paul Moyer tomorrow starting at 7, Bellevue Square's Center Court, for a live broadcast and a preview of this week's game against the Saints, plus a visit from a Seahawks player. We'll find out tomorrow who that's going to be. Tomorrow night at 7 p.m., Bellevue Square's Center Court. You can learn more at seattlesports.com/events. Joel Klatt going to be with us here in just a moment or two. We'll have some Washington Wednesday at 9 o'clock. We got trash takes today. Do we have our trash takes? Is everybody ready?
I've tried to find mine.
Really?
Gosh. Yeah, no, I spent like an hour last night. Way too much time. But I just got to find the sound of it because I can't do it justice. So
Okay.
I'm trying to effort the sound.
Okay.
Of my character in the
You've been
plot.
doing a lot of efforting today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you know that? Speaking of even more effort after the show, I don't think I've ever told you this, nor told the story. I owe Joel Klatt an awful lot. I think it's fair to say that without Joel Klatt, I never get to do the Madden recording. I'm not on the Madden.
Did he pass on it?
You have to ask him that. I'm not sure of that part of the story. But we were at spring meetings for college football down in Arizona, and because of course he's the lead dog there, he's the guy, the voice of college football at Fox. His hotel room was ready, and mine was not. So I go to check in, and I'm sorry. Well, I've got this interview with Madden. Like I've got to do it on my computer. It's a big deal. It's like a 2-hour with all their brass and everything else. And I'm just like stuck. Like I can't do it in the hotel lobby.
No,
can't do it in my car. And thank goodness Joel rolled right into the lobby. His room was ready, Mr. Klatt. I think they even escorted him. I think they walked him to his room. And I said, Joel, would you mind? He's like, oh, no worries. I'm going golfing anyway. So he's out there.
Of course he was.
2 under, right? He probably shoots a 68.
Right.
And I'm just trying to grind away, sweating to get the interview done. So really, I owe an awful, awful lot to Joel Klatt.
Oh, wow. Good news.
And I think he'd be great to talk to about a driver as well. How much a driver.
I don't know if we need to bring that up with Joel. A lot of texts coming in even before Joel is on. Are Joel Klatt and Trash Takes not the same segment? And then 253, don't forget to tell Joel the audience loves to hear about the NBA champion Thunder. Please have him go on and on about that, or he could just make fun of Salk. So those are some early text messages coming out here for Joel Klatt. Just to clarify something, 509 says playoff rosters were set on September 1st. If you were in the organization by September 1st, as obviously Colt Emerson was, you can be on the roster. You can.
I was
still
thinking
make
about
those
that
moves.
when Shannon was talking about Eugenio and the third base defense and everything else. Could Ben Williamson still be somebody over the next couple weeks?
Absolutely.
He could be.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's just someone that is outside the roster.
You can't bring in someone new from the outside.
40-man.
That's right. There is some stuff about guys who aren't on the 40-man. You have to show that it's an injury replacement situation, if I remember that correctly. But there's always a way to get that done. If you're in the organization by September 1st, you can be on a playoff roster. So there's always ways to get it done as long as you're in the organization. But you cannot bring somebody in from the outside after September 1st. So that's sort of the basics on that. Let's see. I'm excited. I'm actually a little excited to talk to Joel because I watched a little college football this weekend, and I will say, Brock, I've told you before, it's not my love. I know that. I'm not trying to. It's just not. I didn't grow up with it. It's not something I'm passionate about. Yeah. But I will say that one thing I enjoy is if I'm gonna watch college football, just as a casual fan, I enjoy the sort of offbeat, old school throwback offenses more than watching college kids try to emulate a pro offense. I watched some of Georgia Tech beat Clemson, and I thought it was great. I love watching the triple option and watching that running back or quarterback run around and kind of see what, I think that's more interesting. I don't know whether that helps or hurts the kids that end up going to those schools.
Right.
But as a fan, I was like, oh, cool, this is something totally different. I like watching the wishbone. I want to see, whatever other old school style there is out there.
Mm-hmm. You're kind of a Savannah Banana guy. You're not going to watch AAA baseball, but no, something that's just different than the other.
Yeah, but that's different. That's different in a way that, honestly,
that's more entertainment.
That's more entertainment.
Yeah.
To me, it's just
it's more schematic. No, college football gives you that chance.
I like that.
Yeah. It gives you a chance because that's kind of at the core of a lot of what you really do enjoy, and that's like a team build. How are you going to do it differently than somebody else? Right? How are you going to just try to make the widget the exact same way?
Mm-hmm.
And in this case, and I think you're right about this, the college guys, if you try to make it just like the NFL guys and your optics are used to watching the NFL guys, well, guess what? This feels like AA or single A baseball.
Right.
Just doesn't, I've seen it at the highest level and I enjoy watching it really executed at that level, not executed at this level.
And I feel like this is what college football used to be so much more of until maybe the last 20 years? I mean, it's been a while. I don't mean to make it recent, but I remember as a kid, this was a lot of what college football was, right? It was all of these sort of weird, quirky, offenses. The veer. One of these days, we're going to learn more about the veer because I really only know it from Wildcats. So, yeah.
I think Joel ran the veer at Pomona High School back in the day.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think that's why he got so beat up that he decided to be a 17th round draft pick to the Padres and go through the whole minor league system before he then eventually went back to Colorado and got to play quarterback under center and got to do all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I may have my history right on that or not. Is he just out, or is management?
No, he's just he's delayed. Apparently, Joel told us that he is delayed just a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering after last week's harassment that maybe he's just management said, "Now we're."
Well, he may be afraid of the people out there, from what I've heard. I don't know. Oh, we've got it. Oh, good, nice. Here is Fox Sports lead college football analyst Joel Klatt. Good morning, Joel.
What's going on, guys? Salk, you're the best.
Oh, thank you. That's nice of you.
What is going on, Joel, is you remember this from your days of doing morning radio in the Denver market that you did for some years. You remember how sweet it is when your teams are on top of the world. When you're watching a baseball team that is atop the American League West with a guy doing things never done in the history of the game the Cal's doing. You got a football team that went back to Pittsburgh and just battered and bashed and hit and harassed Aaron Rodgers. And after a tough last-second opening loss, came back and provided some hope. You got a college football team in Washington that's intriguing, that's 2-0 with a young star quarterback and running back. You remember these days of doing sports radio when you've got great ingredients.
To be fair,
work
Brock,
with.
to be fair, when I was doing morning radio, Tebow was the quarterback in Denver, and so that was a large debate. The Rockies were awful, and they were doing their piggyback rotation, and the Rockies have always been awful. They're a terrible organization. And the Colorado Buffaloes were winning one game a year. So you guys are in the prime here. I'm happy for you because it is good up there. It's really good watching Cal Raleigh play. And by the way, and we didn't get into this a ton last week, I have been a little bullish on Washington for a long time. I think we talked about this in the summer when I was on with you guys. And I said, watch out for Washington. Their schedule sets up well. And then I thought that the Seahawks and what they did in a bounce back on the road, that was pretty impressive. That's clearly a really, as you called, physical bunch. I don't know what their top end is. I will tell you, I'm probably too close to it because I love Mike McDonald. Those years covering that Michigan team.
It was just 1 year. Was it 1 year? Was he only there one, or was it 2 years with him there?
1, 2. No, he was there too. Yeah.
So it's interesting. You talk about that the win over Pittsburgh. I was looking yesterday. I think the Seahawks have the third youngest roster in terms of weighted by how often people are playing. They have the third youngest in the NFL. The Steelers actually have the oldest. And
oldest.
Yeah, which
it kind of showed up, don't you think? It looked like it.
Yeah. Is it hard to bring together a collection of veterans like that? DK's new. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers is new. You got a bunch of other newer, older players. Throw them out there. The NFL is generally not a league for old players.
I think that's correct. I think that there's an urgency to youth because they're trying so hard to get their second or third contract, because that's really the league is all about the second deal, as you guys know. And so there's an urgency to a young team. The question becomes, can that young team play with the moxie and detail that a veteran has proven he can play during his career? But certainly the urgency piece is there. And then you've got the speed and physicality. The premise is correct, and I understand, and you can see it on the field. I would always, in a big game late in the season, I would lean towards, I'd really love guys that have done it before. But the only way you can get there is if you go out and you start to gain that experience and confidence by doing it, in particular on the road. Like a game like that, I think, for Seattle is going to be hugely beneficial for where they can go later in the year. Obviously, you don't want to start 0-2, but then clearly you don't want to go out there and be like, well, can we go on the road as a young team? So there's urgency, and then there's also this hurdle of doubt that you have to get over. And so proving that you can do some of these things that might be a hurdle of doubt is really big for the maturation of a young team. So that's why I thought Sunday was so important.
I'm going to get to some QB stuff. Maybe we'll sneak Washington in at the end. We've got Washington Wednesday here in about 20 minutes. Joel, have you ever had a driver change your golf game? Like a singular golf club change the whole confidence, outcome, everything? Yeah.
It's currently happening.
Really?
It happened right before the season.
You and I are essentially lockstep right now.
Once again, simpatico.
Oh, what do we got there? Oh, a 3.5. God, plus 3.5.
What?
Yeah,
that says plus 3.5. That doesn't say 3.5.
Does he have his driver in studio with him?
No, he's showing me his handicap.
I'm thinking about.
Plus
so here's
3.5.
Joel,
seriously, jokes aside, that's incredible. I'm not making a joke at all. I'm being 100% legit.
That's a nice compliment.
A plus 3.5 is unreal.
Or being sarcastic. Thank you.
Do you ever work, or do you just play golf all the time? That's incredible.
Hold on. You were
guys were being nice.
All right, that part wasn't as nice. That wasn't as nice.
Come on.
All right.
come on.
3.5 is
me on your side here.
That's unbelievable.
I'm trying. I went too hard last week. All the folks up in Seattle, you're on your side. They're pumping your tires.
Very
Don't
rare.
Take it from that guy.
Do you know how hard it is to get the people in Seattle on my side too? You had to go real hard to get them off onto my side.
And I did. I texted your partner. Texted your partner last week, and I was like, you know, that might have been too much.
When Passan called the fan base spoiled, Joel, the Mariners fan, I think that lasted about 2.5 years.
Yeah.
I think he's
there. You go.
He's finally back in the good graces.
So I wasn't attacking fan bases. I was just attacking you.
Well, right.
Mostly personally last week, and I'm going to try to stay away from that. Even though, like you tried there. Do you ever work? Yes, I do. I do work. I happen to have a job that allows me some free time in the off season, and particularly this summer. But to the question of driver, and I don't have any deal with him. So this is just totally brand agnostic. I went in to try to improve my game driving the golf ball. I stopped trying to hit it as far as I could and went to exclusively hitting a cut. But I was playing a driver that had fade bias. And so the cut was overcutting. And so I moved into the new Callaway Elite Triple Diamond. And I'm hitting a ton of fairways, and that's how you lower your scores right there. That's it. So yes, Brock,
I accidentally bought a new driver.
My game.
I didn't even mean to buy this driver the other day. I haven't hit my driver really at all for 5 years, and I'm in there, and the next thing I know, I have a new driver.
Does your wife know you bought that driver?
No.
Can you say it?
Oh, I
Joel,
can. I went old school actually. It was on sale, but I bought a Sim 2, which is like 4 or 5 year old technology, but. It
tells me everything I need to know about your golf game.
It's not great.
You're going 5 generations late,
but it was,
which is fine. That's great. That's good.
It worked,
Don't worry.
and it was
I'm
a really
on your
nice.
side today.
It was a Ventus shaft. It's the Ventus shaft that really gets it done.
Yeah,
all right,
it's a good one.
All
right, we're off of golf.
Yeah, we're done with golf. Let me talk about the second year quarterbacks in the NFL. That incredible rookie class that came out, and it's Penix, Daniels, Nix, McCarthy, Caleb Williams, Drake May, really those 6. A year plus later, 2 weeks into this season, where are you at? Well, just looking at that group, who do you think will make it? Who will fall off of this list? Who could end up being elite?
Well, I think we already have an elite guy that's gone to that level. You went to an NFC Championship game, so Jaden Daniels, I think, is an elite player. The guys that I think could get there or are closest to it would be Nix in Denver. What a horrendous call, by the way. Leverage on a game-winning field goal, did you
from 60?
Really? Anyways, I don't want to get. I grew up in Denver. Obviously, I'm a Bronco fan, and I'm still a little hurt about that. I think Nix is right there. Let me take Caleb Williams. He was the number 1 pick of that draft. Caleb. Oh, let me back up. The mark of a great quarterback is not their ceiling, it's their floor. Okay. And to take a draft term. And let me give you a college analogy, just because I'm in the college game. Would you rather have Haynes King as your quarterback, kid at Georgia Tech, or DJ Lagway? If you just watch them work out in shorts and you're just measuring the ceiling and the talent, you would say, oh, I want DJ Lagway. But then you actually see their floor on the field for your team. What mistakes do they make? Do they play within the offense? Can they control the game from the pocket? And the floor for Haynes King is so much higher than DJ Lagway. You would take Haynes King every single day of the week, even though his talent pales in comparison to DJ Lagway. So Caleb Williams was the most talented quarterback of all of those guys, but he has shown to have a much lower floor. Why? Because he doesn't play a controlled game from the pocket. So to me, it's a prerequisite. It's like Algebra 1 before Algebra 2. Before your talent can be maximized to the point where you can leverage that talent to win games, your floor has to reach a certain point. And we haven't seen that with Caleb. So he does not play on time and on target from the pocket. He does not play what I would call like a balanced game where you can threaten everybody doing the little things right. to then go above and beyond when things break down. It's almost like things have to break down for him to be any good. Well, we can't play like that because you can't game plan for that. You can't rely on that. So that's my Caleb Williams take. He's got to grow with Ben Johnson just in the foundational parts of quarterback to play on time and on target so that they can move the football without him having to go to some elite place off schedule. I thought McCarthy, the way he played late in that first Monday night game against the Bears, I'm super bummed that he got banged up because you could see it. It was Michigan J.J. McCarthy on the NFL stage, making throws, rallying his team. I think May has a chance to be elite still. So that's kind of where I sit with all of those guys. And Penix, I'm a huge believer in Penix because, again, let's just go. I think Penix from a floor perspective is really high. And so I'm a big believer in Penix.
Yeah, I appreciate and enjoy all of that. And immediately in my head, which I'm going to guess is a lot of Seahawks fans as well, is then where's Sam Darnold? Where's Sam's floor and where's Sam's ceiling?
So what we saw early in his career was a guy that had a super low floor, a lot of mistakes and just the basics of the game. What Kevin O'Connell at Minnesota is so good at is raising a quarterback's floor, teaching him to play within the structure and do it really well, create answers for the quarterback, teach those answers so those answers can be just a part of you. The question I have for Sam is, like, can he take what he learned from Kevin O'Connell and the way that he played in the first, let's call it 15 games of the year last year, and apply that when he doesn't have Kevin O'Connell? Because once he got into those really crucial moments, what we saw is a reversion back to a guy that was sitting on the bench in New York saying, I see ghosts out there. So that would be my fear is where is that? Where is that level of consistency? He has shown for 15 games that he can be one of the premier quarterbacks in the NFL last year. And then he also showed last year in a couple of games that he can be the reason why your team loses. If he can start to get away from that and prevent those weeks from happening where he's the reason you lose, then Seattle can clearly be a playoff team in my estimation. Then the next question, and sorry, Salk, I this is not a knock, but you told me I talked too long last week, and I'm doing it again. Again, apologies. I'm trying to.
Yes.
We're in the trust tree here. The nest.
No, today we'll just make fun of you for coming in late. I mean, like, if we run out of time today, it's because you were 7 minutes late.
I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. That might be a regular occurrence. I'm just warning you guys. Okay. I forgot what I was going to say, really, to be honest with you.
I'm sorry. That's on me. I'll own that one.
Well, you kind of see it in the first 2 weeks.
You know what? No,
right?
Brock, let's spend a couple minutes talking about UW because we didn't get to it last week for whatever reason, and we should, and it's fair. They're off to a pretty good start. And, Brock, you've been telling me over and over again about Damon Williams and about Jonah Coleman and what that combination is capable of. Talk about floor and ceiling. What is the floor and ceiling for UW a couple weeks into this season?
I think with college teams, you have to really evaluate their schedule, and I think it's a schedule that really helps Washington out. It's the second best home team in college football right now to Georgia as far as winning streak goes at home. They've got a quarterback that can play well. He's continuing to grow. They can run the football. They can throw it on the outside. I worry at times about their defense, although I think that defense is going to continually get better. Part of the reason is I've got a self-belief in your defensive coordinator there. Ryan Walters was actually my teammate at Colorado. I think he's an excellent coach and got very little support at Purdue. But when he was a coordinator last, he was at Illinois. And as Brock knows, that Illinois team was really good. Should have beaten Michigan. There was a bad fourth down call in that game, and they should have gone to the Big Ten championship game that year. So I'm a big believer in Ryan, and I think that the defense will continue to get better. And then it's about, like, can you knock somebody off at home and then take care of business against the teams that you should beat? That's all of college football for a team where Washington's at. And I'm bullish on them. I really am. Like, I think Ohio State is going to get to Husky Stadium and look around and be like, what in the world? Like, what is this? I know they've played at Penn State, but they've got young players. So for my money, I think the best dark horse to make the playoff out of the Big Ten is actually Washington. maybe even more so than Illinois or Indiana.
Cougs got a chance. 20.5-point underdogs in Pullman. Took a tough loss to North Texas. The Mean Green got after them down there in Denton. It was a
come on now.
They lost on a last-second 60-yard leverage field goal. It was close.
Come on now. That's
What?
not nice. There's no need to do that.
Do you want me to
No.
be like
No.
generous or
It's so sad. The whole thing is so sad. I mean, we don't.
Yeah, it's not their fault, you know. I mean, they got left behind.
Post. Got screwed.
Is there any path
they
back
got
for them?
Yep.
I don't
like
mean
what
back this year.
conference?
I mean, like, is there a path back into college football relevancy eventually?
No, because the entire path to relevancy is through revenue, and they don't have any revenue and will not get it because they're not attractive enough to get into a conference that's going to generate the type of revenue where they can turn the trajectory of their program. I know that's harsh, but it's honest.
That's sad, man. It really is. It's really
Same thing in
sad. to hear.
Corvallis. I mean, look at what's happening in Corvallis as well.
Same exact thing.
It's brutal.
Same exact thing.
Not right.
Well,
Not right.
That is too bad.
It's not.
We're gonna end on a down note. That's just sad. That's just a sad way to end.
So let's talk about your 5th-generation driver.
Huh? The Sim
Let's talk about-
2?
Joel, does your wife know when you buy a new driver? Like,
No.
is she? does
Why
she-
are you going down this? You're trying to get
Is
me
she
in
in the
trouble.
trust tree?
No,
Is she
no,
aware
no.
of that?
You keep
No,
that
no.
information to yourself, right?
Golf expenditures are off the books.
Does your wife know you're a plus 3.5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she knows.
You let her know.
Every golf purchase, guys, by the way, just listen to me. If you do anything from a golf purchase standpoint, do it in cash. What are you doing putting it on credit cards? You can't leave a paper trail. What? What in the world?
Have you heard of
There's
OnlyFans?
evidence out there. You can't leave a paper trail.
Have you heard of OnlyFans? Do you know about OnlyFans?
OnlyFam?
OnlyFan, F-A-N, OnlyFan. It's a service where after your golf game, you can call somebody and tell them all about your game, and they'll actually listen to you and be supportive of everything you said. Since obviously your wife, girlfriend, everyone else in your life has no interest in hearing about it, at the end of your life, you can call your OnlyFan, and they will just listen to everything you have to say about your round.
Just don't put an S on the end.
And you're good to go. Joel, thank you. Appreciate it. We'll catch you again on Wednesday.
Thank you, Salk. Thank you.
Thank you.
This has been
No,
a
thank
breath
you.
of fresh air.
There's Joel Klatt from Fox Sports, lead college football analyst. We'll be right back with Washington Wednesday here on your home, Brock, for the first place Mariners, Seattle Sports and seattlesports.com.
Move aside, Junior. Make way for Cal.
He has done it! He has tied Ken Griffey Jr. for the most in Seattle Mariners history. Number 56 for Cal Raleigh.
Congratulations, Cal Raleigh. Now it's the count to 60.
The legendary march through history.
This is where you hear every second of Cal's historic season. Seattle Sports.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
It's the biggest car giveaway in the Northwest. We're giving away 30 cars in 30 days, September 1st through 30th. Mustang Madness at Emerald Queen Casino and Hotel, Tacoma and Fife. Get 1 free entry daily. Earn additional entries just by playing your favorite games. Drawings every day at Tacoma and Fife. It's 30 cars in 30 days in September. Mustang Madness, only at Emerald Queen Casino and Hotel, Tacoma and Fife. The entertainment capital of the Northwest, where excitement lives. Visit emeraldqueen.com for details.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Open enrollment for Medicare happens every year, but for a lot of people, it's still confusing. Hi, this is Herb Weisbaum, the Consumer Man. Don't worry, help is on the way with a Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit brought to you by the Insurance Commissioner's Sheba program. Find out what's changing and learn about your options for Medicare with 7 easy steps to get ready for open enrollment. Order your free copy of the Medicare Jumpstart Toolkit at insurance.wa.gov or pick up a copy at your local library or senior center.
I had pain, I had numbness in my feet. That pain and that numbness just got worse and worse and worse as time went on.
This is Greg describing life with neuropathy.
I went to 5 podiatrists, tried different treatments, tried different orthotics, tried different shoes, had cortisone shots in the tops and the bottoms of my feet. Saw a neurologist. All my medical doctors said, can't help you. Live with the pain. You're not going to be able to sleep. This is your life. And then I just gave up until I found Sound Pain Solutions.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Our neuropathy treatments can rehabilitate damaged nerves. We use FDA-cleared, non-surgical, drug and pain-free procedures that help neuropathy sufferers like Greg find relief.
I feel better. I mean, just feeling better is huge.
If you experience numbness, shooting or burning pains, or loss of balance, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025, or click soundpainsolutions.com.
This is my life. This is my family's life. The people that work here, they're my family. When something's not right with them, it's not right with us.
We get notifications every time we get a review. And I said, how do you not let it eat you up? Sometimes I feel so responsible. And his answer was, I just look at it as an opportunity. We need that feedback to learn and to do better. I'm grateful for the feedback.
Big part of sales is the relationship aspect. People want to do business with someone they can trust, who's a real person. They don't feel like you're just going after their money. And when you take the time to get to know them, get to know their needs, not be a car salesman, but be a consultant, then they feel more comfortable with you, and just the experience is better on both sides.
It's not about closing deals. It's about opening relationships, helping people make the right choice. The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
Our bats are back, and the ballpark is rocking like 2001. I'm Dr. Ryan Stern with the Stern Sinus Center. For those of you sick of searching for another allergy medication, we offer a solution that will save you time, money, and frustration. Rynair is a simple, minimally invasive procedure that significantly reduces postnasal drip and stuffiness. We're taking new patients. Schedule your appointment in Auburn or Federal Way or go to sternsinus.com.
Rick Riz here with Keith Dashafee, a local owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. With your help and the Improve Your Play program, Pella has chosen a local youth athletic program to receive a $5,000 grant. Keith, who's the lucky winner this week?
Rick, we could not be more excited to announce Mount Baker Youth Baseball as one of 2 winners of this $5,000 grant.
Thanks to Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington for helping our local youth thrive.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Heward and Matt Marcus. Sorry about just Mike.
Heward. Not exactly Joe Cap there in the pocket.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
I don't know why Ryan Divish has to send us these pictures of his Kansas City barbecue meal. It's just very unnecessary.
Make you hungry?
Yeah. For a guy
you know
who's
the underrated element of that
he is tall.
in the make or break, and any great barbecue folks will tell you that sure, brisket is king, and that's the one that's always measured, and obviously your ribs are obviously great debate.
Those are my favorite.
Yeah, pulled pork, just about anybody can do. Pulled chicken, whatever. One of the underrated elements is the snap that you get from the hot link. Like you get a great hot link, and that can be a game changer. That can be a game changer on that barbecue plate. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that was a sad way, honestly, to end the Klatt thing, and I get it. But he jokes with me and Joel aside, I give him credit. He's telling you like it is. I know no Coug fan wants to hear that, but he's telling it like he sees it, and that really is a shame. I mean, I'm not Mr. College Football, but I know so many Cougs right? I mean, like, you can't live here and not know a million Cougs, most of whom are the greatest people I know. Not all of them, but most of them are like the greatest people I know. And they love their team and they're passionate about it. And they drive over to Pullman and they spend the week and they camp out and like they do all the things that make college football. And to have them just be completely shut out of the process is yet another just black mark for me against the whole college football system. And I know that's a crappy way to lead into Washington Wednesday, but I don't know how you hear that and not, I don't care whether you're a Husky fan, a Duck fan, agnostic, Coug fan, whatever. How do you hear that and not say that's complete and total garbage? I know I'm like a year and a half too late on this. I'm not like pretending this is a new take, but just hearing him say it, like, because it wasn't just they're not in now, which we knew. There's not even a path back. I guess I, for whatever reason, held out some hope that there is a path back at some point for Wazoo and Oregon State. Good. Please do.
Yes, I disagree with that a little bit. Is it infinitely harder? Yes. Is it a very narrow path? No question about it. Compared to their history and their years, Salk, in the Pac-8 and the Pac-10 and the Pac-12, it is a very, very slim path. But I'm not going to say impossible, and let's lead that into Washington Wednesday.
Washington Wednesdays, presented by Star Rentals, preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
You know, I said last year at this time, Salky, I'm just not going to call it the Apple Cup. I made a pretty passionate and I felt very strongly that way. Like what Ryan Leaf played in, what the throwing Samoan and Warren Moon played in, what Drew Bledsoe and Billy Joe Hobart played in. Like that was the Apple Cup. That was the last game of the year. That was, many times, meaningful things of magnitude on the line. Many Rose Bowls for Washington, Rose Bowl for Wazoo, right? Jason Gesser years. Like, I mean, those were meaningful. Keith Jackson on the call of meaningful, big-time games that wrapped it up in the rain, in the snow, in the cold. That's the Apple Cup. Playing at week 3 or 4 of the college football season, last year at Lumen Field. I mean, at least this year it's over there in Pullman, right? At least there's that feels like an Apple Cup. I have a hard time with it. The head coach, Jed Fish, was asked earlier this week at his press conference about emphasizing, like a rivalry game, emphasizing the Apple Cup versus, Ohio State that rolls in next weekend for a 12:30 kick. Here was Jed Fish talking about the emphasis of that.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely every game is a championship opportunity. Every game is an important to go 1-0. Right, that's always a mentality that coaches take. But we have a goal here, and one of our goals is to own the state of Washington, and one of our other goals is to win championships. And really, there's only there's 3 trophies you can get nowadays. You can get the Apple Cup trophy, you can get a Big Ten championship trophy, and then you can get your postseason trophy, whether that be the national championship or the bowl game. So this is one of those, the only one that's guaranteed to us is this game.
Such a bummer they don't have a good Vetter Cup trophy to win.
Right. I wonder, like, is he bringing in, like back in the day, Salk was last game of the year. And you know what? Laura Malloy would come in. Mm-hmm. We had coaches, Dick Baird, that played at Wazoo and then was, coach of Washington, knew both sides of it. You brought in people to talk about the history. Do you anticipate that going on with Jimmy Rogers and his 70 new Coug players in Pullman? I don't. Do I anticipate that in the transactional nature of college football? Do I anticipate hearing that Napoleon Kaufman came in to talk about the Apple Cup this week? I don't. It's the next game. And it's a meaningful game because it is your in-state rival. The place should be hostile. They should hate Washington. There should be a lot of emotion. Some of that frustration that you talked about, Salk, of being left out. Certainly your sister university in the state played a role in that, as did Oregon, as did others that watched the conference dissolve, as did USC and UCLA that started the whole ball rolling when they left to the Big Ten from a revenue standpoint.
Not to mention the Pat Chun factor. I mean, like, there's a lot in there.
There is. There is. Now, from a pure football perspective, this line, by the way, I believe over the weekend started at like 14. And I was like, wow. After the Cougs lost, 59-14 and down on the road in North Texas, that initial line, and then obviously so much money went to it that now it's sitting at 20.5, which I think probably feels about right, player to player. You take the 22 starters, and how many of the 22 starters, to Joel's point when he was talking about a couple of the college QBs, Legway and Haynes King, like which one are you taking? Just pure talent standpoint? pure talent. How many Husky linemen, tight ends, receivers, running back, quarterback?
Is he the guy I watched, by the way? Haynes King. That's the guy at Georgia Tech, right?
Yeah, with a really awkward delivery.
Yeah, but he can run.
But he's a tough sucker.
Yeah,
he
he is.
Yeah, and Wazoo's going to have to play that way. And for Wazoo, they played a lot better at home. If this game were at Husky Stadium, it would not be competitive. You know, the fact that they beat Idaho, had a really good win against San Diego State. It's a decent program. Like, they're not going to roll over. And after an embarrassing and humiliating loss down in Texas, you know that they are salty. You know exactly the card they're playing. There is nobody on the planet giving you any kind of chance. What about little Damon Williams? Play this cut, by the way. Little Damon Williams, unbelievably dynamic QB that should run like crazy Saturday. What does he even know about this Apple Cup rivalry?
Yeah, I mean, super intense, and you know, each game's gonna probably be close, and you know, it's just go out there and play your brand. Try not to focus on the outside noise or anything like that going on. Just play the game.
Gotta play the game. And last year, John Mateer did that. John Mateer now, by the way, the leading Heisman candidate. Can you believe that? How about Wazoo? You want to add even further salt to the freaking wounds? Cam Ward goes to be the #1 pick. John Mateer leaves. He's a front runner for the Heisman at Oklahoma. Like, you're the incubator for so much of that, let alone a bunch of other players. Yeah, it's going to be emotional. I think it's going to be frustrating. I think I think you're going to feel a lot of that come out that couldn't be played out in Lumen Field last year, but now in your own confines, you can. And that emotion for Jimmy Rogers, the first-year coach, has got to be a huge piece if they're going to keep this game close.
And then just to finish it up, I mean, I thought what Joel said there about, you know, kind of the upside potential for the Huskies is pretty important. I mean, if this team were to actually find a way and make the college football playoff this year in Fish's second year, I mean, that's pretty incredible.
I think that the defense will continue to get better. And then it's about, like, can you knock somebody off at home and then take care of business against the teams that you should beat? That's all of college football for a team where Washington's at. And I'm bullish on them. I really am. Like, I think Ohio State is going to get to Husky Stadium and look around and be like, what in the world? Like, what is this? I know they've played at Penn State, but they've got young players. So for my money, I think the best dark horse to make the playoff out of the Big Ten is actually Washington. Maybe even more so than Illinois or Indiana.
They get Illinois at home. They got to go play at Michigan. You know, Michigan's not what they were. They beat Michigan last year, and they're not even what they were last year. They do get Ohio State a week from Saturday at 12:30 on CBS, which will be unbelievable. The #1 team in the country coming to town. But, yeah, that schedule, a whole lot more favorable than it was last year. They even get Oregon at home at the end of the season. It's not going to be an 11-win team. It's not going to be the 12-win undefeated team with Penix. What Joel is saying is, man, depending on how this plays out in college football,
if you can sneak
if you're
out
a
one of those
9-win,
wins.
if you're a 9-win team in the Big Ten and you beat Ohio State, or who knows, maybe even the very, very ceiling of a 10-win team, can you at least get yourself in that conversation as a dark horse?
Yeah.
Yeah, Saturday a step forward, and the following Saturday a really, really big one.
All right, good stuff. That is Washington Wednesday. We have Trash Takes coming up here in a little over a half hour. We also want to make sure we get back to the story of the day, and that is Cal Raleigh, and that is the Mariners, who've now won 10 games in a row. It's Brock and Salk here in your home for those first-place Mariners, Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Move aside, Junior. Make way for Cal.
He has done it! He has tied Ken Griffey Jr. for the most in Seattle Mariners history. Number 56 for Cal Raleigh.
Congratulations, Cal Raleigh. Now, it's the Count 260.
The legendary march through history.
This is where you hear every second of Cal's historic season. Seattle Sports.
You know, the chill may not have been in the air yesterday with mid-80-degree temperatures in the Pacific Northwest, but you know, I know, everyone knows what's coming with the fall. The cold weather, the rain, the sleet, all of it is coming to the Pacific Northwest, and that is why it is such a great time to reset your workouts on brand new stuff. And you know what else? I've told you for years and years, there is nothing better than a home gym. And right now, my friends at Top Fitness got you covered, from flooring to everything that goes in that home gym. Treadmills, elliptical, strength training systems. They have got it all. They represent the very best brands available, like Washington's own Precor, the company that created the elliptical, and Inspire Fitness, the leader in strength training machines, along with many others. Give Top Fitness your room dimensions. And you know what? They'll do the rest. A complete fitness room design. And right now, get 0% interest financing and mention you heard it from me and receive an additional $100 off any new treadmill or home gym. It's no secret that everyone from personal trainers to pro athletes love Top Fitness. Locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or visit topfitness.com for even more info. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Let's go! You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com. Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Seaport Airlines, offering high-frequency shuttle service between Seattle's Boeing Field and PDX Business Aviation. Use code FALL2025 to save 20% off flights. Book today at flyseaportair.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Stacy here. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, and when they resell it, they share half their profit with you. That's right. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, Isuzu, and Auburn. They'll pay you today for your car, and once they resell it, they'll share half their profit with you. WayscarFord.com.
Hi, Seahawks fans. Steve Rabel here for Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. Lung cancer is one of the deadliest cancers in the U.S., but early detection can make all the difference. If you're over 55 and have a history of smoking or a family history of lung cancer, you may qualify for a life-saving screening. So join us at Seahawks Crucial Catch Game on October 20th. Virginia Mason Franciscan Health will be offering lung cancer screenings before the game. Spots are limited, so check out vmfh.org/Seahawks to see if you qualify today.
You're losing your hair, and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
Ooh, that face. Quantum Fiber Internet loves that face.
That's Jamila.
Hey, Jamila.
She's thinking outside the box from inside the box.
Quantum Fiber Wi-Fi keeps her meeting game strong. From the back door to the front lawn.
Rushing all of her video calls. Back to back to back video calls.
Quantum Fiber Internet blowing the soxies up all those people in all those boxes. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Additional pods may be needed to achieve Wi-Fi coverage in some locations. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. up first.
Yeah, 10 straight wins. 10 straight wins for the Mariners, Brock. It's a remarkable achievement this time of the year. I know we debated whether or not September games mean more than May games. I think they do. I always have. I've been pretty steadfast about it. I understand the idea that, a game here or there over the course of the season can make or break your season. But you got to be the team that these games mean more.
Be at your best when it matters the most.
And this is when it matters the most. You're just 2 weeks away, not even, from the postseason, and they are firing on all cylinders. Said yesterday, it didn't really matter to me whether they were at home or on the road, that I'm not convinced they can't play on the road. They've scored 40 runs in their last 3 road games, all wins. They're on fire right now, and it's everybody who you want to hear from. You want to hear from Dom? You want a Dom
the
home
Italian
run?
stallion.
Here's the stretch and the 1-2, swinging a well-hit ball deep to right field. Caglione going back, looking up. Did he get it? Yes, he does.
Of course he did. You want to hear a little Josh Naylor?
The pitch. Swung on, smoked down the right field line. That's a fair ball going to the corner. Julio racing around second base. He's into third. Ball gets away from Caglione. Here comes Julio. He's being waved. He's going to try and score. The relay throw home. It's late. It gets by Jensen. Julio scores.
That actually might have been my favorite of all the runs they scored in the game. I just love watching Julio run from first all the way home. I thought that was great.
I know you're going to get to Cal and the second thing we all need to know, but what did you think of Logan?
Oh, that was good. I mean, it's so hard to judge a pitcher when they get that big a lead.
Okay.
I mean, you score 7 runs and they just start pounding the strike zone. So do you end up giving up a couple hits? Maybe you give up a home run. Yeah, all right. Their job totally changes when they're up 7 runs compared to when you're in the middle of a locked-in
But stuff in
battle.
Stuff in command.
I don't know that I got a sense for it last night. Did you, Lyle? I don't know. That's
I
fine.
felt a lot better about it. First and foremost, it's just a Mariner starter that's not getting lit up on the road. And second of all, they took him out after 90 pitches, which gives him a nice little cushion of extra rest as he's going to have his most important start of the year coming up this weekend in Houston.
Yeah, but look, they got after. Yesterday was about the bats and getting after them early, and as Cal said, that's pretty important.
Yeah, it was huge. Big time. Start to the game. We took advantage of a hit by pitch. Got a few doubles there. Kind of punched him in the mouth first, which is what you need to do on the road, especially against tough teams like this. So, and we were able to string obviously some hits and some homers together today, which was huge. Doing a good job with runners in scoring position, and obviously Dom with a huge day, and Logan giving us a good quality start was huge.
I'm not going to tell you what happened in the Houston-Texas game. If you need to know, you can go look it up. I don't concern myself with the teams that are behind you. Just not worth my time. I will tell you.
The Astros won. People do need to know.
Doesn't matter.
People need to know.
It really doesn't matter. Doesn't matter either way. Just keep doing your thing. You'll be just fine.
They are half a game behind. I think
okay, so beat them a few times. You'll be just fine. You don't have to worry about that. Don't worry about Lyle. I'm not worried about the teams behind you. Now, I am worried about Detroit, and they lost yesterday to Cleveland, and to me that matters a lot because it means the Mariners are only 2 games back of that bye.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Did you say something about Cal, Brock? Did he do something we need to know about yesterday? This?
Here's the first pitch. Swung on, hit well, center field. It's going back at the warning track, at the wall. He has done it! Home run, Cal Raleigh. He has tied Ken Griffey Jr. for the most in Seattle Mariners history.
Pretty incredible. Most in a season anyway. That was 56. Earlier, he hit 55. Again, we've been talking about it all day, but it does feel at some point that you're running out of ways to discuss this.
It's insane. I mean, it is like in our lifetime, Salk. How many times have we seen an achievement where we can say that's never been done in the history of the sport? Never been done in the history of the sport for a switch hitter. Never. And the guy that he passed is one of the greatest to ever play the game. Never been done in the history of the sport for a catcher, not by 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. It's now 8 home runs with 11 games still to go. Never, right? I mean, the next one will be never been done before in the history of this franchise with Hall of Famers like Edgar and Griffey and Ichiro. It's just rarefied air.
56, a pretty powerful number. And as I said, just checking in with Dan Szymborski, who created the ZiPS projection system. He projected 28 home runs, maybe 30 if playing time went a little, differently.
Like Shea Langoliers, the next catcher closest to him. 30. It's an amazing year. It's a great year for a catcher.
And it's kind of what Cal's been doing. Hit somewhere in the low 30s. Maybe he regresses a little bit. Instead, he doubles it. Just no big deal. Just doubling the projection of home runs. Just an unbelievable, crazy, magical season for a guy who could not deserve it anymore.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Got to finish up here with the Seahawks. Not a huge news day for them, but it may be by the end. Got to find out what's going on. Mike McDonald was a little dicey yesterday in talking about the injury situation, and then they had 4 guys in for visits yesterday. Shaq Lawson, Brock, probably should have been a Blue 88 question. Shaq Lawson have anything left? He was a pretty good player, wasn't he?
Well, that's what they're going to evaluate yesterday, right? How much of the speed and the twitch and the explosion, and he's always a pretty stout guy on the edge, physically strong guy. But, how much movement, and ultimately, like so many of these veterans that come in for these visits, it's how much wear and tear.
He's not that old.
He's 30, 31.
31. Like, he's not 34. He's not young. I'm not trying to say he's, just fine, but he's 31.
Yep. So is father time close? Is he chasing? Is he on the back? That's what they try to evaluate when they bring all of these guys in. Last thing, by the way, I mentioned the Storm game. Our buddy Matt Pittman down the hall. When they brought Malonga in, you hate stats and projections and all that stuff, except for before the season in baseball. It's kind of fascinating.
I don't mind stats and projections. I don't like percentage chance you're going to win.
Well, when Malonga came in with 6 minutes to go and the Aces up 10 on a 16-game winning streak, they had a 97.5% chance of winning. And then she just totally flipped that game. She is unbelievable. She is kind of the Wembanyama of the WNBA. She's 19 years old from France and 6'6", and goes up and dunks and hangs on the she's going to be a fun one to watch. And the Storm get a win, even the series 1-1.
All right, that is everything you need to know. Good question from the 253. Why does the switch hitter thing mean so much? He's bested by guys who've done it solely from the one side of the plate. Not as good as the righties, not as good as the lefties. Yeah, you could look at it that way. I think no one is saying this makes him the home run king. It's just saying of all of the switch hitters that have ever existed, Mickey Mantle being the best of them, Cal's now hit more home runs as a switch hitter. That's who he is.
Because it's brutally difficult to do.
Yeah.
As, Passan said, usually, and for the first couple years of Cal's career, he fit into the usually. Almost every single time, there's one side that's your natural power side. And for Cal, even his first years in the big leagues, where he was hitting, 28 and 32 home runs, 90% of them all came from the left-handed batter's box. Not this year, not this time. Started to kind of change last year as he got better from that right-handed power side. And now how many is it? 21 from the right side? Is that what you're doing, leaning back? Put your Ebenezer's on.
No, I was actually, somebody else texted it. It's 21. It's 21 and 35. 21 and 35. No. 20 and 36.
20 and 36.
Yeah, I think so. It's either 21 and 35 or 20 and 36, one or the other. I kind of forget. Sorry, somebody was texting in saying, oh, my God, look at Mickey Mantle's OPS numbers over the course of his career. They are pretty crazy. But that's where the different era thing comes in. Really what you got to look at is his OPS plus numbers, which accounts for the era he was in. Do you know what Mickey Mantle's OPS plus for his entire career was?
No.
Well, take a guess. What do you think his OPS was for his entire career, which was 18 years, by the way?
I'm going to say he
18-year
was
career.
65% better than his peers.
No.
166.
Better.
Oh, boy.
172 for his career. The year he retired at the age of 36, Mickey Mantle had a 143 OPS plus. That's unbelievable. That is unreal.
He was better than the rest.
He was pretty good. He was pretty good. All right, let's talk a little bit more about where these guys are at, Brock. It's been 10 straight, trying to figure out what it means and where it goes from here next on Brock and Salk.
Move aside, Junior. Make way for Cal.
He has done it! He has tied Ken Griffey Jr. for the most in Seattle Mariners history. Number 56 for Cal Raleigh.
Congratulations, Cal Raleigh. Now, it's the count to 60.
The legendary march through history.
This is where you hear every second of Cal's historic season. Seattle Sports.
Let me tell you about one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. That's when I went to K2 Vision for Refractive Lens Exchange, or RLE. Dr. Kopstein started K2 Vision with Dr. King from King LASIK, the most experienced LASIK surgeon in the Northwest. King LASIK plus K2 Vision equals freedom vision for every stage of life. No glasses, contacts, readers, or cataracts. So if you're somebody that struggles with distance vision and now you always need a pair of reading glasses, K2 Vision RLE could be your perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the capper. You're never going to develop a cataract. I'm somebody that needed readers in every room of the house. I needed to see the scoreboard out at ball games. I just couldn't see clearly. That has all changed thanks to RLE. Whether it's LASIK, EVO ICL, or RLE, trust the most experienced team of doctors to point you in the right direction. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at K2VisionRLE.com. That's K2VisionRLE.com.
In today's competitive world, standing out isn't optional anymore. I'm Rusty George. My agency builds websites and marketing strategies to help builders, manufacturers, and material suppliers get louder, get noticed, and bring in new customers. Visit us today at rustygeorge.com.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Toyota of Kirkland's service department has you covered as the summer winds down and the fall approaches. At Toyota of Kirkland, be confident in your brakes with the complimentary brake inspection. Get winter ready with a free battery health check, wiper blade installation, and multi-point inspection. Thinking of trading in? Get a complimentary vehicle appraisal. Stay ahead with the maintenance service plan at $374 plus tax. And yes, they match coupons from other local Toyota dealers. Visit ToyotaofKirkland.com to schedule your service today. Drive safe, drive smart with Toyota of Kirkland.
O'Brien. In the Pacific Northwest, choose Star Rentals for construction equipment. With 18 locations, they deliver superior service and unmatched follow-through. Visit starrentals.com. Star Rentals, the preferred supplier to the West's best contractors. Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contests are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on seattlesports.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
One of the greatest bands in rock history, The Who, present The Song Is Over, the North American Farewell Tour. See Pete Townsend and Roger Daltrey, The Who, live in Seattle, performing at Climate Pledge Arena September 25th. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. The Who, for the very last time. The song is over. For more, visit thewho.com.
Hey everybody, it's Bob Stelton here, and if you have joint pain, this is going to interest you. Tonight at 6 p.m., Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
I'm really looking forward to this live webinar to educate on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
So what joints have you seen good success with?
Shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, even wrists and ankles. And in this live webinar, we'll tell you all about the procedure, how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells, and how we determine if you're a candidate.
Dr. Wagner has performed over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Are you in pain? Join the free live stem cell webinar tonight at 6 p.m. to learn about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD. Register at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Toyota Renton is in the playoff chase with game-winning deals on your next ride. Score a 36-month lease on the Tacoma at $279 a month with $39.99 due at signing. The RAV4 leasing at $299 a month with $39.99 due at signing. Drive smarter with the all-hybrid Camry leasing as low as $299 a month, or the Corolla from just $219. Whether you're gearing up for the fall or chasing savings, Toyota Renton is the place to go. Visit toyotarenton.com and get in the playoff chase today. Offers valid through September 30th, 2025. Excludes tax, title, license, dealer accessories, and $200 negotiable documentation fee. Model 7540-4432-2559-1852.
O'Brien.
Can the Red Hot Mariners thank the Etsy Witch for their 9-game win streak?
Swing and a miss for strike 3, and it's over. The Mariners crush the Braves.
Surging into first place after a fan bought a spell from a witch on Etsy.
Everybody on their feet. The stretch and the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and it's over. The Mariners have won 3 in a row.
Swung on. That is crushed. It's going to go. How far? It's just short of the upper deck. Goodbye, Randy Arozarena.
Swinging a chopper to the right side. Charging Polanco. Runs up to it. He's got it. Throws the first, and the ball game is over. The Mariners are 1 game out of first place. It's on the way to Leo. Not Buddy. Swinging. Fly ball. Deep right field down the line. Walk it off. Leo Rivas. A walk-off 2-run home run. The Mariners sweep the Cardinals in the 3-game series. They have won 5 in a row.
Swung on, popped up. Is this deep enough? Polanco tagging. Here comes the throw. He slides. He's safe. And the Mariners win. Sir Harry Ford. They are in first place.
2-2 to Davidson. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. It's over. The Mariners have won their 7th game in a row. 3-2 to Davidson. Strike 3 called, and it's over. 7 was fine. 8 is divine. The Mariners have won 8 in a row. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And it's over. The Mariners have won 9 in a row in this September to remember. And with the victory today, coupled with the Astros loss, the Mariners are in first.
I did not. Thanks to Matt Pittman for that one. But Mariners on fire. 10 wins in a row, all stemming from the Etsy Witch, Brock.
Right.
No?
Sure. Yeah. Hey, man, everybody can have their own opinion. That's fine. I like to think it's contributions from little Leo Rivas, contributions from Sir Harry Ford.
That's unnecessary. How dare you? Don't do that to Brock. That's just, you're going to scare him off. He doesn't like these things about witches. He doesn't like it. Yeah, sorry. Come back. You made him leave, Maura. Oh, my God.
Did she stop playing that?
Yeah, you're good. Just please come back.
Gosh.
Man.
I hate the sound of that.
You
All those
prefer
trash takes I got to get in your head.
You prefer Donovan singing Season of the Witch?
I just prefer watching what we're watching, man, which is just an incredible run, a historic run here by this organization and winning streaks that they've had in their 50 years of existence. This is right up there with some of the best, and it's coming at the most important time, Salk. And truly, you are getting, and this is any team I ever played on. It doesn't matter if it's coaching a Little League baseball team. It doesn't matter if it's playing on the Indianapolis Colts. When you get everybody to contribute and everybody is a part of it, you have a chance to do remarkable things. And right now, this 25-plus man roster is getting contributions from everybody, offensively, defensively, pitching, young guys, old guys, veteran guys. Honestly, other than Eugenio, who we know, and you've said this consistently, it's going to happen. I mean, it is simply going to happen.
It's just inevitable that he will end up doing something at some point here in the next couple weeks. You know what? Here's my Eugenio will hit the game-winning hit to put them into to clinch something.
Yeah, like Sunday in Houston.
Of course. You just know it's bound to happen. No, I think that's one of the things that stands out. Great job by Pittman, and I do love hearing Season of the Witch. And I do think that's when you listen, you hear just how many different names there are. Right? And how many people have contributed to a 10-game win streak? This has not just been Julio and Cal. It has not just been, the starting pitching every night. It is not. It's been, you go through these games and it feels like everyone has taken a turn, not in every game. Hey, Randy hasn't been perfect. He's had some games where he's kind of faded away and you don't really notice him, but he's also had some games where he's won them the game.
Naylor had 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position the other day.
And then what does he do? He comes back the next day, hits a huge double. And it's really remarkable and that's what it means to have a deep lineup, right? I mean, that's the whole idea. I'm going to keep going back to this. And the moment that this lineup came together after the All-Star break, or after the trade deadline, rather, just look at it and you say, it's a really good lineup. And I know I was getting a lot of grief for it during their losing streak, and people saying, well, Salk, you said this was going to be a great lineup. It is. It went through a bad stretch, as all great lineups do, as all good players do, and unfortunately they all seem to happen at the same time there. Mm-hmm. But they're just too good. There are too many good hitters in that lineup. They're minimum 7 deep, and you can make a pretty good argument on days that they're 8 or 9 deep. And certainly the way the lineup was built last night, with Dom Canzone DHing, and now that Robles is back, you kind of look at it and you're like, that's 9 deep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was a 9 deep lineup. What are you going to do with that lineup last night? I mean, I get it. A couple weeks ago, with Cole Young was playing more, maybe you got Rivas hitting 9th, and you could say, all right, well, don't walk the 9 guy. And I said that a few times because then it's going to come back around to the first 6 or 7. That lineup last night's 9 deep. Mm-hmm. And you could say, okay, well, Eugenio's not hot. No, he's not. But you don't think pitchers have taken notice of the number of home runs he's hit this year and pitched to him with some great concern? I think they do.
Yeah.
I think they do.
We were chatting off the air, too, about Cal. Yep. And you were trying to think, gosh, how is this happening, right? How is this step? How is he blown away our buddy Zimborski's projections by double this year? And I do think, and this is where it's always a little nuanced.
Double.
And it's always a little gray, and it is not definitive. But you do begin to wonder, for Dan Wilson's approach of just letting these guys, what we felt from day one of spring training at the picnic table, just a little less pressure. You guys just kind of own it, right? A little less meeting, a little less, grinding of gears, and you just a little more freedom, right? A little more freedom for you guys to run this thing. And, you wonder for a Cal, just kind of personality-wise. And again, this is not a shot in any way on Scott's service and the culture he built, much like it was never a shot on Pete Carroll and the culture he built on the way out. But just as a new voice, as a new just kind of, hey, man, a little more hands-off, and especially with a veteran group like this, which it now is. Mm-hmm. If the Seahawks are the 3rd youngest team in the NFL, with Suarez and Naylor added to the fold, you're not, I think, the oldest, but man, there is a lot of experience at just about every spot now with Robles playing. This is a pretty seasoned crew that, hey man, you take the wheel, right? And you kind of go run with this thing. And the team has certainly responded through the ups and downs of it. And that was a terrific way to start this road trip.
Sure was. How are you feeling about that conversation from yesterday about whether whether there's anything real to their problems on the road?
Well, again, I think the pitching is to be determined a little bit. And Shannon mentioned that bullpen that had been absolutely lights out nails. Had given up 1 run in 7 games at home or something like that. Mm-hmm. And again, you're up 10-1, whatever. You're throwing just strikes and But you saw last night there was a little nervous energy. I'm not going to lie. When it got to 10-5, a little bit of okay, come on, Luke Jackson, throw strikes. Come on, get guys out. Come on, let's not put a crooked number up there. And especially for game 1 of this road trip, let's not use our leverage guys, please. Let's make sure that this doesn't get to 10-7, and all of a sudden we got to see Brash and Mooney coming out of that bullpen. So, yeah, the pitching will be, I think, a continued watch. By the way, this Royals lineup, it's got some good young pieces too now.
Yeah, they're not a bad team. They had some pitching injuries and some issues, but I mean they're a 500 team, right? I mean, they were at least until yesterday. I think now they're a game below, but that's a 500 baseball team, and they don't. Watching the Mariners beat them last night, I did not have the same feeling as I did watching them beat the Angels and watching them beat the Cardinals.
No, we're half the lineup was not major league lineup.
Right.
This is a full major league lineup. with a Salvador Perez and a Witt and a Caglione that's dangerous and the first baseman that's having a career year.
Pasquantino.
Yeah, Pasquantino, and the third baseman's having they
got some dudes on that team.
Yeah,
you beat Kansas City. Those wins they matter, and seeing you go. I mean, they all matter, but just I think you can learn a little bit more from them. So I'm not that concerned about their road issues. I'm not saying that they haven't been. I mean, the numbers are pretty clear. They've not been as good a team on the road as they've been at home. I just am still unconvinced that the numbers tell the whole story there. I just think some of that is some luck of the draw and small sample size.
Yeah,
when you happen to catch teams, when you're hot, when you're not.
Because when you win in multiple ways, Salk, and that lineup's as long as that lineup is, that's something that schematically or fit-wise should fit in any building. Like there shouldn't be, wow, this is a bandbox, oh, this is a pitcher's park, oh, this is Fenway, oh, this is like that lineup with the diversity of skills and tool sets and abilities should be able to hit anywhere, right? Pitching's a little different animal, right? Pitching, we know that. You've got to be awfully sharp. So is it Bryce tonight? Bryce Luis, right? Because then you restack it down in Houston, beginning with Wu and closing it with Kirby and Gilbert. So Bryce tonight, this will be, win the series. I said it going in. You don't have to sweep it. Be awesome to keep this thing rolling.
And maybe a couple guys still pitching for a playoff spot, right? For themselves, not just for the team. But hey, if you want a spot in that rotation in the playoffs, if you don't want to be the odd man out, if you don't want to be sent to the bullpen, where, by the way, you may have just as big an impact, you got to pitch really well here down the stretch. And doing it against that lineup in Kansas City, doing it, later in the week in Houston, doing it against the Dodgers, those things will probably mean a little bit more than doing it against Anaheim, doing it against St. Louis, doing it against Colorado, because of where those teams are at, because of the lineups you got to go through and how relevant they are to what you might see in the playoffs and whether or not you got to be on the road. So, yeah, I do think that for the pitchers, these starts are probably a little bit more meaningful in terms of what they can accomplish.
So we know you don't talk about the sheet behind you. We know that.
Right, I don't care about that.
Do you think there is any conversation on the bus from the hotel to the stadium about, boys, we're two back? We're two back of having a first-round bye. You think that's even brought up?
I don't think they need to. I mean, I think that I'm not saying that those guys aren't checking the scores. I mean, I think scoreboard watching is totally fine, but why do you need to talk about it? What's the upside? Right? I mean, just if we can talk about it because it's fun for us, but if you're on the team, I don't know why you'd think about that. Just go out and keep trying to win every game. You only have 11 of them. It's not like, you're not in the mode right now of making sacrifices for the long term.
You know what?
You're in the sprint.
You know what you'd be really bad at? So
Me?
Just knowing you, like friend to friend here.
There's a lot of things. Which direction do you want to go? Being a handyman?
If you're a pro golfer with like a +3, +4 like Klatt, you know where you'd really struggle is trying to avoid the scoreboard. Like you'd be like on the back nine, you'd have a 1-stroke lead, and there's just no way in your wiring and makeup you're not looking at that board.
So I was talking to my buddy Chris the other day. Do you know what he does? He has changed his life golfing. Okay. He no longer keeps score. He now, at the end of every hole, writes down smiley face, frowny face, or kind of in between, like a straight face. And he's like, I've been playing the best golf of my life. It is completely unlocked his golf game. He writes down, he doesn't keep a score.
An S, a plus or a minus, basically.
Yeah, but he
like
goes
an old NFL great.
He goes smiley face, frowny face, and straight face. And he's like, I don't if it's a par, great. It's probably a smiley face. But if I, maybe a bogey's a straight face, but maybe I duff a chip and it becomes a frowny face. Like he's willing to be honest with himself. Just doesn't need to keep scoring anymore. All right, maybe that's a trash take. I don't know. We'll find out. What?
Trashy.
Whoa.
Too much golf talk today.
All right.
I'm adding another thing we can
Whoa.
We're over it.
That's not nice.
Had to listen to you and Kyle during the break.
Yeah. Kathy came by as well. She's a big golfer. Getting rough on more on her long fingers. Let's hear some trash takes.
Get it together. Y'all look like trash.
Trash takes.
It's a bunch of trash.
Oh, gosh. I thought it was trash.
On Brock and Salk.
That's a terrible take.
Maura, just because you kill animals on a golf course doesn't mean you have to share that hate with us.
It's like how some of you complain about hearing about other people's fantasy football teams.
I complain about that every time.
About their golf game.
Complain about that every Thursday at 9:45.
Well, tune in tomorrow.
We have enough. We got enough for a good. I hope tomorrow. we should have a good version of Here's the Thing. Should be a good batch.
Yeah.
Everything that's been going on, everything in the city. We've seen some of the numbers of people listening. Like, let's go. We should have get to the app, download it, and give us a good message for Here's the Thing tomorrow. What do we have for trash takes? Who's going first today? Lyle?
Lyle.
Yeah, Lyle never goes first.
I know. That's why I called on him so he didn't fall asleep while
I
was
don't?
waiting.
I feel like I go first. Whatever.
No.
This hat looks so good on me.
Whatever. Whatever.
What do you got, Lyle?
There's a take this week I heard that was pretty rough. It was a tough listen. So I'll just let everybody listen themselves.
That's just a lazy take, man.
I doubt it. Brian Kenny's not pretty. He's not lazy.
That's a lazy take to say it's not the greatest baseball season for a catcher ever. It's the greatest baseball season for a catcher ever, and there's no debate about that. That's a really, really lazy take, in my opinion.
Why do you say lazy?
Because how can you say, like, what baseball season can you compare as a catcher?
I think he would turn.
Mike Piazza had a 10 worst season.
Yeah. I think he would turn around and say, no, you're a lazy take. You haven't looked at all the catching seasons like I have. You could say he's ignoring this, that, and the other, and you value it differently.
It's a tree-topping take to me.
Yeah.
Try to tell me it's a 10 WAR number. It's an 8-7. Get your facts right.
Well, on Fangraphs, it was over 9.
Get your facts right and come see me. If you're going to come at the king, then you better have your numbers right, Lyle.
Come at the king, you best not miss.
Uh-huh.
So, Lyle, you're going with Brock, or were you going with my response to it? I wasn't sure.
No, it's Brock.
Okay, I was just checking. Make sure. All right,
so Lopez this season. Oh, look at Javi Lopez this season. Look at Mike Piazza this season.
Yeah, that is lazy to keep.
None of them hit 56 or 60 bombs.
All right,
none of them. That's what this game is in this era today.
It's just bombs.
Pretty much.
That's coming from you?
Everybody's always.
That's coming from you?
Doug the long ball.
Okay. Brock, your chance to respond. What is your trash take for this week?
So, do you think identity is important to a football team?
I think I've said that many times. Yeah.
Huh. Okay, then you'll love Deion Sanders' press conference yesterday.
Oh, no.
Uh-huh.
Which comes first, identity or winning? Winning or identity?
Winning.
How much patience?
I don't give a darn what I did. First of all, I don't know coaches that seek identity. I think coaches seek wins. You could call it what you want. It looks the way it looks. I don't care what kind of car we pull up in. Long as we pull out of here with a W, I'm good. So I don't really get into the identity thing.
Week before, he was asked about a solidified quarterback, and he said, I don't know what a solidified quarterback is, but I put my son's number up in the rafters last year. Dude, this is unraveling for Prime. It's unraveling.
You guys give me a really hard time about how I often approach this segment. Have you had a single trash take that's not about Angel Reese, Ryan Clark, or Dion?
Oh, yeah.
Have you? I don't know.
Sure. Had a bunch of them.
The three of them have definitely taken up a lot of the trash takes.
Cam Newton was in there.
Okay.
Let's see. Who else was in there? Was Urban Meyer in there somewhere?
No.
Not yet?
Not yet. You weren't trying to win, obviously.
Had Mike Salk in there. Had Salk
That was
in there.
weak. That was pathetic.
How many statues?
All right. Brock is going with Coach Prime again. Maura, what do you have this week?
I don't know if you happen to see the incident where Ken Rosenthal, when trying to get out of the way of the Gatorade bath after a game, plowed over the Brewers team photographer. Then he seemed to stare down at him in disgust before going back to the interview.
I think he would have gotten a taunting flag in the NFL for that.
Yes. This was his attempt at an explanation apology.
Now, the ever-observant A.J. Przinsky joked afterward that I looked like Muhammad Ali standing over Sonny Liston. Now, AJ, of course, is more experienced in these kinds of interactions than I am. And I must admit, though, when I looked at the video, when I saw this, I was surprised at how upset I appeared. I was more confused than anything. Now, I had to continue the interview. We were live, folks, on national television. Couldn't stop. And that said, I felt awful about what happened.
People online are not buying it. They're like, it's just instinct to help someone up when you knock them over. If you can take time to step away because of Gatorade, you can take another second to offer a hand and say sorry before you go back to the live shot. They take breaks all the time for the Gatorade bath. It's a weak excuse.
Man, you guys are putting me in a bind here again today. Brock, you're out. Let's just go to Lyle and Mora. Wow. Lyle, I love that you went with Brock, and obviously I thought that
come at the king.
I mean, obviously I was pretty shocked by the word lazy, and Brock even admitted afterwards that it was the wrong word and like apologized 5 minutes later. So there is definitely a clear path to victory for you there, Lyle, because like again, like I'm with you on Cal being the MVP, great season, but lazy? Like Kenny does his research and did his research. I thought your take was lazy. But I think Moore's the winner here today. Ken Rosenthal.
Salk, you try living his life at 5'2". You try doing that.
According to you, I already do.
Climbing the mountains he's had to climb at 5'2" with a bow tie. You try climbing those.
Yeah. A lot of other people in this business, or certainly his business, Tim Kirkson's had to climb those same mountains. I'm not buying a word of what he's saying. That would have been flagged for taunting in the NFL. You're not allowed to stand over your opponent. You're not allowed to celebrate while looking at your opponent.
You had a second to stare down at him in disgust.
Right.
That's when you could have offered a hand and said
Tried to
sorry.
trip him. Tried to knock him over on a live shot.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like, what was the guy, Matt Chatham, who drilled that guy in the Super Bowl, Patriots linebacker, when the guy came out there and he flattened him, stood over him, and then said afterwards that it was a Belichick team. They'd watched film on that and they were prepared for it.
And that streaker, never again.
Yeah, more you win. The Ken Rosenthal take is total trash. Just complete and utter trash.
Do you know I scoured for like hours
to
find a John Heyman take? I did.
Oh. And then you decided to go back to the well?
Dion's losing his mind. It's not going well in Boulder. Not going
well. It's going well here in Seattle. Great job with trash takes, as always. It is going well here. Mariners, in the season of the witch, have now won 10 straight games. They'll get after number 11 tonight. See if Cal can break Junior's record.
Poor Shannon's going to have to be running up and down
the stairs. It's going to be tough. What else do we have tomorrow? Oh, Charles Davis is going to join us at 8:30. And we're working on, Brock's got a really cool idea. I don't know if this will pan out, but we're working on, we can even tell you.
Yeah. I'm efforting.
Trying to get Salvi Perez.
Yes.
I think it'd be a great guess. That's a great idea. I don't know if it'll work or not, Brock, but great idea. We'll see if we can get Salvi to come on the show tomorrow and talk Cal with us. Either way, we'll be here at 6 a.m. And until then, the hay
is in the barn.
See everybody.
Get to the chopper!
For Down Territory, going inside the game with former Cougs at Seahawks wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
How can the Seahawks get other pass catchers involved in the run game?
They're going to get them involved because of the run. The play action rollout like the naked boot is not something that's designed for a specific player. It's your influence in the defense, and you're just going through your progression. A lot of the plays that JSN made last week, those plays where he was the first read.
For Down Territory, every day at 11:15 and 1:15 on Bump and Stacy.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's almost over, but the heat is pressing on. If you've got battery trouble, stop by AutoZone for free battery testing. It may just need a charge, and we'll do that for free too. If you do need a battery, we've got options starting at just $89.99. And we'll recycle your old battery for free. Now that's a strong start. Don't miss the end of summer sale. Now at AutoZone until September 22nd.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-486-9600. That's 800-486-9600.
Hi, Seahawks fans. Steve Rabel here for Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. Lung cancer is one of the deadliest cancers in the U.S., but early detection can make all the difference. If you're over 55 and have a history of smoking or a family history of lung cancer, you may qualify for a life-saving screening. So join us at Seahawks Crucial Catch Game on October 20th. Virginia Mason Franciscan Health will be offering lung cancer screenings before the game. Spots are limited, so check out vmfh.org/Seahawks to see if you qualify today.
The intent for the training is always to, of course, make a better experience for the customer. But from my position, I would say I'm most proud of watching our own people grow.
I think a lot of us really do want the opportunity. I will work my butt off for an opportunity.
I started cleaning cars. Now I have this great opportunity to be a president of one of the greatest auto organizations I feel there is. And it's not that I was smarter than anyone. It's just I was around great people and always wanted to learn. So for me, it's super fulfilling to be able to pass that along to people and see people with the same drive and want to make a great life for themselves, right? So that to me is training. That's gratifying for me.
When leaders focus on growing people, this is where leadership becomes service, and customers feel the difference. The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
Goodbye baseball. Home runs in 3 consecutive games. Cal Raleigh, the big dumper.
The Mariners' postseason push is on, and there's a whole new way to be part of the action. Introducing the Homestretch Flex Plan, a $500 membership that gives you the freedom to choose your games and seats for the rest of the season, all while saving 5% on tickets and no fees.
Strike 3 call. Triple digits to end it and complete the sweep.
You can use your credit however you want. Go big with club seats for a couple high-stakes showdowns, or stretch it out into the final series against the Dodgers. And the best part? Homestretch Flex members get priority access to our postseason pre-sale. That means you're first in line when October comes calling. The team is locked in.
Game winner, walk-off fashion in the 9th inning.
And now it's time to bring the energy down the stretch. Come on board today at mariners.com/homestretch. Mariners baseball. Tridents up.
Let's go!
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners started their final road trip of the regular season with a big win over the Royals, and this one saw some history set as Cal Raleigh not only hit home run number 55 to surpass Mickey Mantle for most home runs in a single season from a switch hitter, he also